The following is a presentation of KBEK Sports, local sports.
And the serve just clears the top of the net. Played by the Bombers.
Media Group production.
Into the lane and just gets the roll.
Wow.
Local high school sports.
Oh, it's knocked out. Oh boy, 1-0.
Also available for free on the Nice 95.5 mobile app or on the Q Media Group YouTube stream.
35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10. He's gone!
Now to bring you the call, here's Andy Beckstrom.
Well, thank you very much. Welcome in, sports fans. Andy Beckstrom, Lawrence Gluzacek here in Pine City, the Pine City Civic Center, as we get set for tonight's matchup here between the Pine City Dragons and the Monticello Moose. And bring in Lauren here as we get a icing call. We're going to move the puck all the way down the length of the ice here, as long as we got a second. Kind of take a deep breath here and get set for the game, as we are all set to go. And going as we are. Puck will come back out through center. It'll work all the way over to the near side. Now Barth back behind, and we get a touch at the line. I believe that it was an offsides there with Jack Sager trying to be able to come through. You just got a piece of it for Monticello. Puck down in front of us is going to be played by the Dragons, as these two teams generally play pretty close to each other during the regular season. Last season in the postseason, actually going to overtime, trying to be able to get something going as well. Dragons want to start early and be able to get control of this game right from the jump. Been trying to be able to do that the last handful of years. Puck will go back behind the netminder. Netminder is going to be Nolan Worm for the Moose, and on the other side for the Dragons going to be Milo Bobolek. As the puck comes up top, it's going to bounce off the top of the glass and come all the way over to the near side. Going to be brought through now by Danielson. Danielson's going to be one of those guys that played a fair amount last year, but they're looking for big things this year to be able to get him a little bit more playing time and a little bit more effectiveness out on the ice. Puck goes back behind. Berglund's going to try to poke that one away from Caleb LaPlante. LaPlante in the corner trying to push that one out in front. Got that one as far as Easton Mack, but it gets knocked away from him. Push up that far sidewall. Clemenson tries to come over to be able to help. It gets knocked back into the corner. Behind there is going to be Berglund, trying to be able to dig that one out. It gets kicked along, and it'll be back out to center off the stick of Danielson. And it'll be flipped right back in by the Moose, all the way in and deep. Puck into the corner, going to be knocked down there by Jericho Jerry. Over to the near side, and it'll be picked up there by Oscar Rydberg. Puck off the window, tipped up ahead, bouncing puck. Clemenson tried to be able to work that one up ahead, couldn't quite get it by the Moose at the line. It's going to be Nicholas Nelson at the line, and we're going to get another whistle and a faceoff moving back out to center.
Yeah, right now it's kind of teams filling each other out here right now in this very first few minutes into this game, but looking forward to another exciting game like there was last year to end the Dragon season there in that semifinal sectional game.
Puck over to the near side. Chisano played it over to the near side. Chisano's been a very flexible guy. He's got the C on his chest this year, as he moved up to a forward position just out of necessity and then played quite well up there. Very offensive type of defenseman, I guess is the way that I'd maybe describe him. Not afraid to step down. Puck out in front. Quick shot on the doorstep. Going to go just wide of the net. That was Ethan Agard that got himself all the way in and deep. Laser trying to be able to create back behind as well. Valvoda on the near side. He's in the circle. He'll fire a short side shot. That one's going to go just wide of the net. Puck could be kept in along that far sidewall by the Dragons. Sent all the way back in by Dens. Back up. they have been kind of fortunate, I guess, to a certain extent, but they've been very good about being able to bring different people up. Babelik getting a fair amount of playing time last year as we're kind of at a little bit of a standstill with a little bit of an ice mending situation over on that far side.
You could look at this Dragon squad. This is an experienced senior team here this year. I don't know how many seniors they got returning, but you got Lager, Valvoda, Clemenson, Danielson, Milo Babelik in the nets there. Just to name a few, and I know I'm missing a few here because I don't have a roster in front of me, but Shazano, another one. All these guys, the leadership is going to show this season, and that was evident in their first game there against Northern Lakes. They were down by 2 goals in the third period and ended up tying that game and sending it into overtime, and despite being outshot, they still managed to tie, but very close to winning in overtime a couple of times there. So again, a lot of bright spots here for this Dragon team going into the season.
You mentioned the Northern Lights game, 4-4 in overtime, a tie in that one. Then they drop a matchup 3-2 to Litchfield Dassel Cokato before a 7-1 win over the top of Morris Benson area. So the Dragons come in 1-1-1, but they've been right there in all 3 of those games. And none of them are blowouts.
No, now Litchfield, they got some tournament history at that school too. So I mean, Litchfield's one of their sectional opponents this year too. So again, they show that they can play with the big dogs in the section here. So they just got to keep it rolling, and good things can happen for this Dragon side.
Monticello on the other side, 0-1-1. They come in with a overtime loss to Northfield and then an overtime tie with Sauk Rapids Rice, and Sauk Rapids Rice figuring to be pretty solid at the end of the year as well, trying to be able to build over the course of the years. And Section 5A, I don't know there, Lauren, it seems like every year, year in and year out, it's kind of a chaos leading up to the end. And there's some names you kind of figure are going to be around there, such as St. Cloud Cathedral and Monticello, but more or less it seems to be pretty wide open. This Litchfield matchup was a game that the Dragons dropped, but we're right there. But they right now are 2-0 in the very early young season. Yeah,
and again, you use that regular season. You got your conference teams to play and that, and you're hoping you're building and improving game after game, so when you come to the sections, you can be one of the top teams in there, get a home ice advantage for at least the first round before you move on to the semifinal round. And the thing is, once you can get into that semifinals, it's a Final Four for anybody.
Everybody's got a chance, and that's kind of what really both of these teams are hoping for. But I think locally, we're obviously hoping for the men in green to be able to have that opportunity. If you're looking to find out what game we're going to be doing, I'd go head on over to WCMPradio.com/broadcast schedule. Otherwise, if you're looking for KBUK, go to KBUK.com/broadcast schedule. Either way, you'll be able to find the list of games that we're going to be at. Other games going on tonight, Ogilvie at Pine City. Basketball was a little bit earlier tonight, started at 6 p.m. Ethan Game Day Gilman on the call of that one. And then Rush City at Mora boys basketball. Adam Hefty up just west of where we're at here. I suppose not too far north of where we are, just maybe straight west at that game there as Rush City comes calling on the Mustangs. This is the first hockey game that I'm able to do. No, actually not the first game. I did Mora just the other day last week. They took on a Wisconsin team, and I think that Mora is going to be one of those teams that's still quite young, but they got some players. They got some talent. They got their netminder that they had between the pipes that night. He gave up, I think, 8 goals, but I think maybe 7 of them were not necessarily his fault, and just kind of a breakdown overall. So there's a lot of youth talent kind of coming up around this area.
Yeah, and teams like Mora, you just cannot overlook them, because they've traditionally always been a pretty decent team. They've been on a little bit of a down spell the last couple of years, but, they could be right in the thick of things at the end of the season, too.
Puck knocked away. It's going to be brought back now by the Moose all the way back down in deep. Trying to be able to go in on Babelik is going to be Caleb LaPlante. Puck into the corner on this near side is going to get used to a new camera that has not quite as wide a lens as what we've maybe been kind of experienced with in the past here. Shot from the point comes through. Nicholas Nelson right down the high slot area all the way through. That one's going to get deflected and be sent all the way back down the length of the ice. Under 11 minutes to play here, period number 1. between the Moose and the Pine City Dragons. Puck back out through center. It's going to be tipped up ahead. Dragons will pick it up from there. Touched back out through center, but it's just going to be deflected in and deep as the Dragons were at the end of a long shift. They're going to have to come out for a change. Lazier, as we mentioned before, he's going to come in after that one. Agard, forechecking, knocks the puck away, trying to be able to get that puck out in front. Knocked to the corner. It's going to be Valvoda up the wall. Berglund from the point. That's a kick save out in front. Rebound by Lazier, just whistles wide. And Nolan Warren being tested early here by this Dragon top line. Agard comes in. He fires a shot. Lazier trying to scoop that one up, trying to get it turned around out in front, and he just couldn't quite come away with it cleanly. Deflected puck from the point. Makes it all the way mostly through, but it's been a fast and furious shift here for this top Dragon line.
You got to give Brady McGriff, number 14 there for Monticello, great credit on a great defensive play there on Lager. Otherwise, that would have been probably a goal there for the Dragons.
You get a
good defensive play there.
Exactly. You get a rebound out in front, usually for McCall Lazier. He's going to put that in the back of the net. Puck's going to be knocked away by Valvoda. Now knocked away once again by the Moose. It'll be kept in at the point there by Mick. Tries to play that one underneath. Missed that one and it gets deflected. It's going to be brought back out to center by the Dragons. They fire that one all the way in and deep. It'll go all the way back behind. It'll be picked up there by Max Madsen. Madsen spinning away. Harassed behind there by Anderson. Puck's going to be flipped up back out to center, but gathered up by Ryberg. He gets checked off the puck and loses it off for the Moose. They dump that one in and deep and try to be able to give chase with Middleton. Chisano back behind. Lays that one across his blue line to his line mate. Ryberg's going to try to poke that one back out to center. It's going to come back in, and it's going to be Jackson Smith that'll end up with it. Correction, that one's going to be 7 Milo Ryberg. And the puck's going to come through. Now Jackson Smith had a chance at it. Loses the puck in a big collision as Luke Dunn gets upended. Puck comes away with the Dragons, and a short side shot on Worm is turned away. Ryberg back behind, trying to be able to work something to get it out in front for Anderson. Trying to work up this near sidewall. Backhand by Anderson. That one's going to go just a little bit wide. Near side stuff in attempt back behind there by Ryberg is denied by the Moose. Dragons putting on some tremendous pressure here in this first period. Puck into the corner. Anderson's going to dig it out from there. Turns, fires, deflected. Still loose out in front, and it's knocked away from danger by the Moose and then sent all the way down the length of the ice. We got a hand up. That one's going to be icing. And we're going to come all the way back down into the end with the Moose.
Yeah, Pine City's been putting on some great pressure there. Carson Anderson almost had a good chance to put in a rebound and a nice turnaround stuff by Ryberg, but that whole play developed at the beginning of the play there was the big collision there at the blue line, and the Dragons were able to keep it in and maintain some good pressure there.
Puck wrapping around the boards over to the near side. Dragons trying to be able to hold it in. They do initially. Ryberg stepped down on that one. That one's going to be Oscar Ryberg. And now it gets deflected up into I believe the structure of the building here in Pine City, the Pine City Civic Center. Glad you could join us out on FM 106.5 WCMP, AM 1350. Andy Backstrom and Lawrence Guzacek here for today's game. Puck turned over. Ryberg played there on correction. Babelik played that one, tried to be able to get that one out. Sager stepped in line with that clearing attempt. Put a good shot in on him, but Babelik turned that one away. Puck into the corner. 4 different players trying to be able to dig that out of the edge. Going to come away. Sager trying to be able to push it along. Bodies hit the floor and a lot of contact, but physical play, but not necessarily out of control is kind of the way at least this first period has been between these two teams. I think that they're both realizing that you can't afford to take a penalty and be able to put yourself shorthanded.
No, you don't want to be shorthanded against either one of these teams because they can be really a big disadvantage here. And, everything's been pretty clean so far.
Got to play smart in games like this that are so tight up and down the line. 7 minutes to play here in the first period. Shots on goal show 2-2. Chances have probably been at least 5-5 so far, with just sustained pressure really at different times by both squads. Primarily Pine City, but Monticello has been right there with it as well. Trying to cheat in short side now. Middleton, he gets pushed off nicely by Chisano. Puck from the point goes wide from Matson. Back to the near side, and that one's going to whistle over the top of everybody. Sawyer Mick tried to throw that one out in front, and he just airmailed that one about halfway up the netting, back behind.
Yeah, that last sequence there was really the first design play I've seen in the game here so far tonight by either team. And otherwise, it's just been kind of, taking the chances and working for things. Nothing's really been set up yet by either team.
6.5 to play here in the period. Puck back to the point. Mick's going to slide that one across. Matson tries to look out in front. Down into the corner it'll go. Dragons try to take it away from there. Ahead for Anderson. Anderson pushed off the puck, but he's able to slide it ahead for Rybert. Milo Rybert, nice move, gets out in front. One hand, tries to slide that one in. He's going to draw a penalty on the Moose. Hand goes up, we play on. The extra attacker is coming onto the ice. If the Dragons can hold on to possession. Anderson on the far side, trying to be able to play that one out in front. It got deflected, and it'll get touched up back behind by Barda. But we're going to have our first penalty of the hockey game. It'll be a holding call, and that's just great speed by Anderson by Rydberg to be able to get out front, kind of force that issue a little bit, and just put essentially the Moose into a bad position. I don't know how much he's going to get on a one-handed just push shot, but at the same time, you got to respect it and you got to get your hand on it.
Yeah, and that's not a bad penalty to take because, I mean, you took away a scoring opportunity from the Dragons, even though you put them on the power play, but without the hold and the penalty, I mean, Rybert possibly scores on that one. So, again, nothing to be mad about on the penalty there for Monticello.
This will be our first power play opportunity here for either squad as the Dragons work their way in on the right wing. Going to be brought through there by Leisure. Leisure tries to dump that one down. It gets knocked back behind. He gathers it up there once again. Now lays it ahead for Danielson. Correction, now it's Agard there. Up top, it's going to be now Berglund. Berglund from the high slot. Deflected out in front. I think that was Rydberg that got a piece of it. Basically heels on the blue paint there, and it ends up going over the top. Berglund plays it back down. Gets it right back up top. Plays that one out in front. Deflected pass. Puck still loose. Backhanded over to the near side. Agard. And the net's going to come off as the pressure mounted on Worm out in front with 5 minutes remaining in the period and 1:04 on the power play.
Yeah, nice pressure there by Pine City on this power play. Again, the goaltender's name here.
That'd be Worm.
Worm. He's standing tall right now on this. I mean, he's made a couple key saves here on this power play.
Junior netminder Nolan Worm here for this Monticello squad as they continue to develop players year in and year out as well. Puck back behind. Hagar's going to backhand that one over to the near side. It's going to end up underneath now for Rydberg. Rydberg tried to lay it out in front for Leisure. Leisure trying to gather it up. Puck is still loose, and it's going to slide all the way back to the point on the near side for Berglund.
Leisure wants that one back. He had a wide open net there if he could have got the stick on it.
Puck's going to be deflected back out to center. Berglund's going to try to turn with it there. Knocked away by the Moose as they do a good job forechecking in. That one's going to be a nice play there by Barda to be able to get back after that, just to push off a few more seconds of time. Rydberg knocked off the puck, but he's able to slide ahead to be able to get that one for Valvoda. His shot goes high of the blocker side of Worm, and the Moose are going to get this cleared out with 10 seconds remaining on the power play. Maybe one more push here for the Dragons if they can put it together. Up ahead it comes now, working in on the left wing. Valvoda tried to go a give and go back to the edge there for Clemenson, but they couldn't quite make that one work, and we're back to even strength Dragons, 0 for 1 on the power play.
0 for 1, and it's a lot of pressure put on by the Dragons, but good credit to Monticello for a good penalty kill there.
Ahead it comes now for Rydberg, makes a move, fires a shot, rebound, still loose, is going to be flipped in on the weak side, and Pine City leads it 1-0.
That was a nice play there by Rydberg going in, taking the initial shot, and it looks like Clemenson.
I think that is Clemenson, yes.
Picked up the rebound there and buried it. So, just good heads-up play. Good follow-through by Clemenson just to get that rebound. So, again, that's what the hard work will pay off for the Dragons here.
Great job there by Rydberg, as you mentioned. Just trying to, you want to try to get a shot in on it, but you're almost looking for a rebound because then the goalie's kind of out of position, kind of trying to readjust, find the puck.
And those are the rebounds players dream about, to come right onto your stick like that. like I said, Clemenson, great job just taking great advantage of that opportunity.
Clemenson from Ryberg at 13-26 makes it 1-0 in favor of the Dragons. And that's a pretty good start if you're a fan of green. Puck on the far side, and that's an answer if you're a fan in red, I guess, to a certain extent. Liam O'Donnell comes right back and just seconds later ties this game up.
That was a quick, nice answer by Monticello to get that goal like that. But again, good heads-up play there by O'Donnell there for Monticello.
So Liam O'Donnell ties it right back up there at 13:51. Hardly even got it written down before I had to adjust the score already. Moose trying to be able to push right back in, try to keep that sustained pressure. Assist for that Moose goal was by Carter Lemke. As the puck sits down back behind, Dragons now with 2:45 to be able to go in the first period, trying to be able to work out of their own end. Taken by the Moose. Moose underneath, trying to be able to get that one out onto the doorstep, and it's going to be knocked away by Jackson Smith. Puck on that far side, back to the point. That shot's going to come through and wide. Nelson tried to play that one in. It's going to be picked up there by the Dragons. They start to work it up that far sidewall. Trying to be able to get that one through all the way over to the near side. Now Anderson almost came away with it cleanly, but he's able to bring it all the way in and get a shot and a save. Rebound sat out there, but there was not enough following pressure to be able to get anything going on that one. And so the Moose able to gather that up and clear it out down the length of the ice. Puck on that far side. Agard has it knocked away from him. Now it's going to be flipped up and out of play. And a souvenir for a young fan. Or you just write your own number on it, and now you got an extra chuck puck.
There you go. No, that was a nice play there by Carson Anderson, going down, taking a nice shot. Just, again, nobody there to follow up. But those are tough shots, too, for goaltenders to handle when you're coming in on the side like that.
Puck will head all the way down into the Dragon zone. Puck back to the point is going to be sent in there by Sawyer Mick, trying to do the old stick tapple up the ice to try to be able to get a pass on a turnover. Leisure had it slide by him on the near side. Dragons trying to be able to pin it up against that sidewall. Mick knocked that one away. Taken away now by Leisure. Leisure trying to work it back up to the near side. Rydberg fighting for position, not able to hold the zone, but he's able to at least maintain possession. Plays it along that far side. Kicked along there by Agard. Agard puts the brakes on back behind. Gets it for Leisure. Correction, that's Valvoda on the short side. Tried to run that up the side of the post, but couldn't quite lift it enough to get it by Worm. Dragons send it right back in. They peel off for a change for the final minute 10. Maybe one more push here for the Dragons as the score 1-1 with 1 minute remaining here in the first period. Puck all the way back down. Chisano puts the brakes on back behind. Draws both defenders nicely and then plays it back across. Chisano near side now, trying to be able to work it up ice, try to be able to get it out of the zone. Turnover, though, and McGriff sends this one paddled away by Babelek. Really good forechecking here by the Moose as they're able to keep that puck in the zone, and it ends up in a goal as Brady McGriff a second time puts this one in short side by the glove by Babelek, and he's able to sneak that one underneath the shoulder.
Yeah, it was just Monticello just really kind of controlled the puck there in the Dragon zone, and they're trying to clear it. It came right out to O'Donnell, and he just didn't hesitate. He took the shot and was able to beat Babelek. But again, you got to give the credit to Monticello. I mean, they still attacking here in the last minute.
Unassisted McGriff there at 16:27 now makes it 2-1 in favor of the Moose. As we are back to the action here, Leisure trying to be able to hold that puck and be able to at least get it out of the zone or at least waste off the last 6 seconds of the period now. And we get a push back behind, kind of close to maybe a penalty back behind there, but no hand went up and nobody seemed all that upset about it, but it seemed like a little bit of a push back behind there, almost a check from behind or something along the sidewall. Nonetheless, the clock does wear out for the final few seconds. 2-1 your score in favor of the Moose after one period of play. We'll come back and recap the first period of action, get you set for the second when we return to Pine City on FM 106.5 WCMP.
The Mushroom Melt is back at A&W. How does this sound? Sautéed seasoned mushrooms and onions with melted Swiss cheese on your choice of a juicy burger or grilled chicken. Then add golden French fries and a medium soft drink. It's the Mushroom Melt and Fries combo at A&W. Now, top it off with a classic A&W root beer float featuring vanilla soft serve and made fresh root beer, all in a frosty mug. Or how about the A&W Root Beer Freeze? Signature combos and delicious treats always at your local A&W restaurant in Pine City.
Mom's Parkside Cafe in Pine City proudly serves breakfast skillets, scratch-made buttermilk pancakes, famous big cookies, and bread pudding with homemade caramel sauce. Enjoy home-style hot sandwiches made with real mashed potatoes and gravy. Voted Pine County's best breakfast, best lunch, and best soup and salad. This quaint cafe is owner-operated with a small-town feel. Stir in family and a sprinkle of hard work to complete the recipe for this award-winning cafe.
Order up! Mom's Parkside Cafe. Open Monday through Friday, 8 till 2, and weekends, 7 till 2.
Kettle River Pizza, the handcrafted pizza made locally in Ash Cove, Minnesota. Always the highest quality ingredients. Pizza that is consistently great tasting. A true crowd pleaser. 16 varieties to choose from. Enjoy the classics like pepperoni, pepperoni sausage and supreme, to the unique tastes of hot Hawaiian, taco, buffalo chicken, and chicken Alfredo. Pick some up at your local grocer, tavern, or convenience store. Handcrafted Kettle River Pizza. Moms and basketball players approved.
Your journey to smile with your forever starts at Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace is committed to providing world-class care and a remarkable orthodontic experience. Choose between custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners, with locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge, and a plan to fit your budget, whether you have insurance or not. Embrace Orthodontics will make your smile journey comfortable, convenient, and customized just for you. Visit EmbraceMN.com today to find out how to set up your free exam. EmbraceMN.com. Embrace Orthodontics, a smile you will embrace forever. How do you want to be celebrated? A church service? A celebration of life in a chapel? Maybe even cremation with an outdoor gathering. Many of these can be taken care of ahead of time and can be affordable. Metvin Funeral and Cremation Services has the resources and expertise to help you plan ahead. Learn how you can make the decision now that will make things easier for your family in the future. Metvin Funeral Home in Mora, Isle, and Sandstone, or find them online at metvinfuneralhome.com.
Arrowhead Transit, your community, your ride. Arrowhead Transit is proud to support this station and bring you reliable public transportation in your community. Whether you need to get to work, school, or the doctor's office, our friendly drivers and comfortable buses are here to serve you. We're committed to connecting communities and making transportation accessible for everyone. Arrowhead Transit is your community partner in getting around. Arrowhead Transit is a supporting sponsor of the station and is dedicated to supporting our local communities.
Need a prescription or medication advice? Wellia Health's community pharmacies in Mora and Pine City are open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Our friendly pharmacists are here to answer your questions and to help with prescription transfers. Call us at Pine City 320-322-5141 or Mora 320-679-3999 or visit welliahealth.org.
Rush City Auto and Standard Auto and Classics in North Branch invite you to check out their 2 full lots of quality used vehicles. They've got a car or truck for any size budget. Get your next vehicle from a local dealer with a great reputation. Rush City Auto and Standard Auto and Classics in North Branch are going to put you into a vehicle that you will love at a price you can afford. For more information, visit rushcityauto.com to view up-to-date inventory. Rush City Auto and Standard Auto and Classics. Quality used vehicles, rushcityauto.com.
Finding that missing shin guard, remembering whether it's a home or away game, getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things, like not being that fan.
Oh, come on, ref!
That's simple human sense.
Your local auto owner's agent is Pine Insurance Agency. Visit them at pineagency.us today. pineagency.us. Hey there, Brad from Lee's Pro Shop here. Are you ready to show off that school pride? Lee's Pro Shop is your official letter jacket supplier, and we're here to help you celebrate every touchdown, goal, and win. We got everything you need to create a perfect letter jacket that tells your story. And for a limited time, when you come in and mention this radio ad, you get $10 off your letter jacket. That's right, $10 off. So come in, let's start to tell your story. Lee's Pro Shop, where the passion for sports begins.
CF Moto gives you everything you're looking for in off-road side-by-sides and utility by-sides. Not only does CF Moto offer comfort, but refined performance, and is found at Caswell Cycle in Mora. For those craving big adventures for off-road, CF Moto can help you get out on that next adventure with CF Moto Power Sports. Experience more together. The best place to purchase CF Moto off-road side-by-sides is Caswell Cycle. The fun starts here. Caswell Cycle, Mora. Motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides can be dangerous to operate. Review all product manuals, labels, and safety information before operating. Always wear your safety gear and never operate a CF Moto vehicle under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Visit CFMotoUSA.com for complete training and safety guidelines.
FM 106.5, WCMP, Andy Beckstrom along with Lawrence Gluzacek here. After one period of play, the score is 2-1 in favor of the Monticello Moose. We're in the first intermission. The youth getting some hockey time out here at the intermission break, and try to do a little bit better cam work here, maybe let them get a little bit more ice time, little camera time there. Oh, just missed a goal at the other end. 2-1 your score here, Lauren, after one, and I think that you could take some good things and you could take some bad things out of that. I think that probably the biggest positive is Pine City really had a lot of sustained pressure and a lot of really good opportunities.
Yeah, and they were moving their feet and making things happen. Like I said early in the period, there was really no design plays going on. It was just all hard work, digging in the corners, getting rebounds, getting that kind of scrappy type hockey. But Pine City was, really putting on a lot of pressure playing that way. And eventually they, Clemenson got the first goal there on a nice rebound that came right out to him from Milo Ryberg.
Really nice play there by Rydberg to be able to kind of force that one. Ryberg had kind of forced things a little bit earlier than that. We talked during the course of that first period that neither team really had an opportunity to kind of take some momentum on what would be a proverbial power play. Whether you score or not, you sometimes get some momentum and some confidence on that. Both teams played very, very clean throughout that first period. We just had the one penalty that Ryberg essentially kind of forced. But otherwise, there wasn't anything else that was even really all that close.
No, it's just been good clean. I mean, the hits on middle ice have been clean, and it's just been good, fun hockey to watch here tonight. I think if you want to take any drawback for Pine City is they were trying to clear the zone there late in the third period, and they shot right out to Donald from Monticello, and he didn't waste no time, and he put one, past Milo. But if that's anything that they wanted to take back, that would be the one play for Pine City.
I don't think that anybody necessarily had designs of the game just kind of like running away for the Pine City Dragons after they scored that first goal, but it was definitely a rapid and emphatic answer by Monticello just about 40 seconds later after that initial goal by Pine City. Monticello answering on a shot there by O'Donnell, and then again McGriff getting that late goal on that turnover, as you mentioned. And you give Monticello credit for coming back and answering that one. And I don't know that there was necessarily kind of a lackadaisical feeling, but if anybody in Pine City was having that kind of like all right, we're going to cruise in this one, that definitely snapped them out of that.
No. They knew coming into this game it was going to be a dogfight. Over the years, Monticello says Pine City's number, but there have been a lot of good, close hockey games between these two squads, and I think there's a lot of great respect for both teams for each other when they come to this. And
Lauren, I'm going to have you step aside here for just one moment. We're going to bring in a special guest here for a little bit of a discussion here as we get the headset swapped over, and hopefully the connection holds to be able to hear me there. We got Coach Sauter joining us here during the first intermission, and always fun to have the youth kids out there to be able to get a little bit of ice time, especially with the varsity players.
Yeah, that's the future of the program, and I know that's something that those kids will remember for a long time, so it's always a fun thing to do.
So after the first period of play, 2-1, what are your first impressions of that first period?
I thought we got off to a good start. I thought we kind of controlled the play there. The ice was tilted in our favor. We had a few prime scoring opportunities where we just couldn't pull the trigger, or we missed the net by a few feet. At the end there, we had, on both of their goals, we had plenty of time and space to get the puck out of the zone, and we didn't, so it cost us.
It seemed like that period was kind of like, not that you're waiting for a power play, but at the same time it was who's going to make a mistake. But both teams played incredibly cleanly. I think there's probably that, I'm sure that was probably a point of emphasis that you can't give up any opportunities against either you or Monticello.
Yeah, we tell the boys all the time against teams like Monticello that, they're not going to shoot themselves in the foot, so we can't either. So we got to play a disciplined game, and we did that the first period. And, yeah, we had a lot of good opportunities on that power play, but just couldn't bury it.
A lot of really good. I think that Lazier probably has maybe one or two that he kind of wants back that kind of sat there that he got a little tied up on.
Yeah, he came back to the bench on that one shift, and he was kind of hanging his head a little bit. Just told him to keep his head up, and he knows what to do, so he'll come back strong.
What's the message in the locker room after one?
Just clean it up on our own end. Like I said, we had a couple times there where we had plenty of time and space to get the puck out, and we kind of just threw it into traffic. So we got to take advantage of that ice and just skate it up and stretch the zone and get it out and go to work.
All right, Coach, appreciate you joining us.
Thanks, Andy.
Coach Sauter joining us here during the first period intermission. We'll come back and we'll recap the first period to get you set for the opening puck drop of the second period, and we return on 106.5 WCMP.
Here's the pitch.
Here's the pitch in North Branch, the area's premier indoor batting cages and training facility. Coaches, when you need space that's air-conditioned or heating with enough room to get in some team training, book Here's the Pitch. Fixing swings, catchers using the state-of-the-art machines, breaking in bats, whatever the team needs to dominate next season. Let Here's the Pitch elevate their game. Here's the Pitch in the North Branch Outlet Mall.
Hey, Mark, I spent about $3,500 on heating this last winter.
Whoa, sounds like you need to switch to a central boiler outdoor wood furnace like I did.
A wood furnace? That sounds like a lot of work.
No, not really. I have my wood delivered, and with a large firebox and a central boiler outdoor furnace, I usually just fill it once a day.
Whoa, that sounds great.
I heat my domestic water, garage, and I'm saving a ton of money every year.
Well, where do I get one?
Northland Boiler Sales is your local central boiler sales dealer. Visit northlandboilersales.com.
Your journey to a smile you'll love forever starts at Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace is committed to providing world-class care and a remarkable orthodontic experience. Choose between custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners. With locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge, and a plan to fit your budget whether you have insurance or not. Embrace Orthodontics will make your smile journey comfortable, convenient, and customized just for you. Visit EmbraceMN.com today to find out how to set up your free exam. EmbraceMN.com. Embrace Orthodontics. A smile you'll embrace forever.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer. That signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Can't wait to get out there.
Yeah, man, I'm ready for the season.
Hey, guys, you gonna finally let me in on the big hunt this year?
Yeah, sure.
Really?
Honey, there's a lot of preparation that goes into hunting.
Preparation, huh? Like
getting to Almost Yours Gun and Pawn and Mora so I can have the right gun, scope, blind, and stand? And no matter what caliber I'm shooting, Bob always has the right ammo.
Ha, thanks, boys. I went to Almost Yours Gun and Pawn. They have everything a hunter needs to be prepared.
Oh, okay. I do love Almost Yours Gun and Pawn.
907 Union Street, Mora.
Are you ready to get back to doing what you love? Whether it's recovering from an injury or preventing one, Wellia Health Sports Medicine Team is here to help. From kids to adults, we specialize in treating sports injuries, including concussions. We're here to get you back to peak performance. Call us today at 320-679-1313 or schedule an appointment through MyChart. Visit welliahealth.org.
Are you tired of spending your weekends on yard work? Central Outdoor Services in Pine City is your complete solution for all things outdoors. From perfectly manicured lawns to stunning landscaping and patio installations, we've got you covered. Need a boulder wall, some light dirt work, a fire pit, or even reliable snow removal in the winter? We do that too. Central Outdoor Services is here to give you back your free time so you can enjoy your yard instead of working on it. Visit centraloutdoormn.com to learn more or give us a call today.
All right, guys, when you get into the end zone, I want a big celebration. Maybe the gritty,
Nah, the Dirty Bird.
Ready, break.
There are plenty of different celebrations after a touchdown. When it comes to yours or your loved one's end-of-life celebration, there are also choices. Find guidance from the professionals at Methven Funeral Homes, church services, celebration of life services at one of their chapels, or even cremation. Methven has the resources to facilitate everything from start to finish. Methven Funeral Services in Mora, Sandstone, and Isle, or find them online at methvenfuneralhome.com.
Here's the pitch.
Here's the pitch in North Branch, the area's premier indoor batting cages and training facility. State-of-the-art pitching machines for softball and baseball. Rent cages with machines or bring your own pitcher. Here's the Pitch also offers instruction from experienced players. And Here's the Pitch has enough room for coaches to bring the whole team for training. Here's the Pitch in the North Branch Outlet Mall.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Don't worry, Hones can fix you up. Butch, Christie, and the crew at Hones Auto Body and Glass have over 44 years of experience repairing vehicles from accidents and damage due to hail. In fact, they've got a huge state-of-the-art facility in Mora, are I-CAR and ASC certified, and certified in aluminum repair and welding. Plus, Hones is recommended by many insurance companies. Hones Auto Body and Glass. In Mora, Hones. They'll fix you up right.
Kettle River Pizza is a proud supporter of sports teams and community organizations. Local groups and teams across the state have had amazing success with Kettle River Pizza fundraising. From sausage and pepperoni to chicken Alfredo or the hot Hawaiian, the cheesy deliciousness practically sells itself. Visit KettleRiverPizza.com to schedule your next fundraiser. It's so easy to get started. Got a pizza craving now? Pick up a Kettle River Pizza at your local grocery store or convenience store today.
Hi, Rob. Hey, why have you been so happy lately?
It's because I no longer pay for hot water.
What? You have 4 teenagers that take all-day showers. How do you not pay for hot water?
Well, I put in a central boiler outdoor furnace that heats my house, my garage, and now I have virtually endless free hot water.
Wow, that's great. With my 10 kids, I'll really save some money. Where do I get a furnace?
Check with your local central boiler dealer, of course.
Northland Boiler Sales, your local central boiler sales dealer. Visit northlandboilersales.com.
Hi, I'm Samantha.
I'm Ebony. I'm Megan.
And I'm Alicia.
Together, we're dapper and divine.
Whether you're looking for bold color,
fresh cuts, or laid-back vibes,
we're all about hair that feels like you.
At Dapper and Divine, we want you to leave our salon feeling confident,
fun, and effortlessly gorgeous.
There's always room for you at Dapper and Divine. How would you like to get a brow wax for free? Mention this ad with any coloring, free brow wax all month. Dapper and Divine, on the corner of Main Street, Pine City, across from the Bottle Shop.
Pizza Pub in Pine City has a pizza and salad buffet on Fridays.
Not the right vibe. Trav and the gang at Pizza Pub are a little hipper. Here we go, take 2.
Start off your weekend right with the Friday Pizza Buffet at Pizza Pub. From 11 to 1, pile your plate high with all-you-can-eat pizza for just $12, or upgrade to pizza and salad buffet for only $16. And they're now open Friday and Saturday 11 to 11 and Sunday 11 to 9. Pizza Pub, serving fresh pizza every day of the week. Come stop in.
Pizza Pub of Pine City.
You know, Lauren, as we come back here on FM 106.5 WCMP, I've had some conversations with Ethan, trying to be able to figure out if we could find some sort of ads that we could have that doesn't make me hungry after the game. You know, like you get the A&W, you got the Pizza Pub of Pine City with their pizza buffet, which let me tell you, I love me a good pizza buffet. It's so good. So we'll see if they're open still when we get done. I think they'll probably be closed by the time we get done with this here, but. Nonetheless, 2-1 here after 1 period to play. We may end up having bonus hockey here, Lauren, so let's not get plans leaving too early just yet. But 2-1, both teams played pretty good. Talked a little bit. Coach Sauter kind of echoed the same sentiments that we had on that.
Yeah, and of course I couldn't really hear what he was saying, but like we said, Pine City was just, kind of winning the small game, beating the puck in the corner, and just, kind of working hard and playing that old what do you call it? Blue collar type hockey, I want to call it. Where Monticello, they weren't really sitting back, but I mean they were really more working on trying to get their play design going in, and I think that's why you see the shots are 9-6. Pine City's taking more chances. But with that said, Monticello, very disciplined team, and with 33 seconds left in the first period, they took the lead because they Pine City was trying to clear the zone, and was it O'Donnell or was it McGriff, I guess it was, that got that goal. Just kind of stopped the clearing pass and cranked a shot and beat Milo Bobolik there to take the lead. So if there's any negativity from the first period for Pine City, it's just that play, but I think it was more a heads-up play by McGriff than it was a mental breakdown by Pine City.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, taking advantage of just a kind of a wayward pass to a certain extent. And again, Pine City and Monticello, both teams that they're going to take advantage of the other team's mistakes. And Pine City just happened to have maybe a few more mistakes, I guess, in the first period. But right there, 9-6, as we mentioned, shots on goal. The Dragons lead in shots on goal. So, they have that opportunity to be able to, still, win this hockey game. I don't think that either team really has any type of control over this game. If you were to make an argument, maybe Pine City has more control over the game,
you can say
just
that,
the way they controlled that first period.
You could say that, and you kind of mentioned McCall Lager would like to have a couple spots back there because, he had a wide open net, right on the corner to stuff one in, and, his stick was controlled by you give credit to Monticello. They tied up his stick so he couldn't get that, but it was a wide open net there, and he couldn't get the puck. And I think there was another shot there, too, that Lager had that he couldn't connect on. But again, the Pine City's getting the chances, and they're not afraid to take those chances. And, when you keep doing that, good things are going to happen eventually.
Got the ice resurfaced, just letting her freeze up just a little bit as going to get the nets put back on and get both teams working back out onto this ice. We got 17 minutes back up on the clock for a second period of play. And Lauren, what do you expect here in this second period, which tends to be kind of the not really deciding period, but it tends to really kind of have a large impact on the remainder of the game?
I think we're going to see a lot of the same we saw in the first period. You're going to see Pine City doing a lot of hustling, a lot of small play into the zone and attacking the net. And for Monticello, probably kind of the same thing. They're going to kind of defend. They're going to play that blue line, defend the blue line, and they're going to set up their plays and have their playmakers make the plays.
Should be an interesting period, to say the least. And I don't know if it was just a matchup thing or if it's just that they're that much better, but that top line for Pine City, it felt like they dominated when they were out on the ice against that Monticello top line. And maybe it wasn't their top line. Maybe it was just a matchup thing. But, I like my odds of that Pine City top line against just about anybody right now.
Well, yeah, they got a lot of speed. They can control the puck. They're good handlers with it. So and they're making things happen. So they're not going to be shut down and shut out all night. I'll say that right now.
We talked about the senior laden squad, Ethan Agard, Weston Clemenson, Milo Rydberg, working your way down McCall Leisure. Darian Hall getting a little playing time there in that first player to Evan Denz, Bowden Valvoda, Luciano Sassano, Brady Berglund, Milo Babolik, Cooper Danielson. Almost all the seniors having a large impact on that game, to this point, and being able to play really well there in the first period.
Yeah, and they're bringing a lot of experience on the ice here because most of those kids have been playing since they've been freshmen and sophomores on this team and not just suiting up. They've had a lot of ice time the last 2-3 years. So, again, it's a very well-experienced Dragon team coming in here tonight.
We do see some youth out there as well, as Jackson Smith has put his stamp on the first period a little bit. A sophomore getting a fair amount of playing time there for this Dragon squad. As both teams making their way back out, the Dragons come rifling in from looks like the parking lot, but I'm sure there's probably just a little locker room over there, but it just kind of looks like they're coming in through a side door entrance. But then the Moose coming in from the standard locker room that's down at the end of the arena. Second period of play to get underway here in just one moment on FM 106.5 WCMP.
Power of attorney, wills, healthcare, funeral and cremation directives, and other issues seem overwhelming. Plan for those ahead of time. Join Methven Funeral and Cremation Services for a free seminar for area residents called Food and Funerals, Tuesday the 21st in Mora at 11:30 or 6. Learn from a panel of local experts and realize that most things are fairly simple and affordable if taken care of ahead of time. Food and Funerals, a free event. Reserve your spot today. 320-679-1822.
A jewelry store.
Nada.
Then it's a thrift store?
Nada. A pawn shop. Nada. Another Man's Treasure is not a lot of things. What it is a place to find gently used power tools, hand tools, tires, fishing and hunting gear, motocross gear, and a ton of other cool stuff. Stop by and sell your gently used items, or buy something at a fraction of the price of buying it new. Another Man's Treasure in Becker, Princeton, East Bethel, Rice Lake, Wisconsin, or North Branch. Or visit Another Man's Treasure on Facebook and see what came in today.
Not Another Man's Treasure, Another Man's Treasure, one of your WCMP Warner Sports sponsors. Appreciate all that they do here for everything that we got going on. Second period underway here between the Monticello Moose and the Pine City Dragons. As we get underway, puck will head down into the Moose end of the arena. As they start from their own end, they play it up along that far side. They miss everybody. That puck's going to go the length of the ice, and we're going to have an icing call. So we'll start the first minute of play all the way down in the Moose end of the arena. They lead it 2-1 after one as we switch ends of the ice, and now the Dragons will be attacking the west end of the arena, moving from left to right on your radio dial if you're checking in on FM 106.5 WCMP. Dragons will be in their home white uniforms with green numerals and trim, black breezers. Monticello also in black breezers, but they are in heavy red colors with white numerals and trim with that giant moose on the front of their sweater. Puck up and out of play is going to be brought back in. We'll get a face-off back out at center. Moose always one of those kind of odd names because Monticello's the magic for everything else. And I guess when you finance basically an entire arena, you just pay for the entire thing. You're probably get a little bit of extra ability to have a say in what the team gets named.
Yeah, and it's a good tribute to the guy they called Moose in Monticello. I can't think of his name, but his name's plastered all over that arena, so it's a nice tribute to him.
Moose Sherritt Arena over there in Monticello. Really nice venue to be able to watch some hockey as well. Nice facility.
A great atmosphere in that arena.
Puck all the way back down. It's going to be played in on Worm. He kicks that one away, and Monticello turns it right back into offense going the other direction. Monticello, I think maybe trying to establish themselves on this first period or first shift or so, trying to be able to really put everything they have into the first couple of shifts to just try to enforce their will a little bit, be able to tilt the ice back their direction a little bit, as Coach Sauter even said that it seemed like the ice was tilted towards the Dragons a little bit there in that first period just because of the way that they were able to play. As stepping up and firing a shot from in close, there is Clyde Middleton, turned away by Babalik up into the netting back behind.
Yeah, looks like Monticello wants to slow down that, the speed of Pine City here too. You could tell that they're trying to play more finesse in the first couple minutes here of the second period.
Dragons trying to be able to answer that momentum and be able to get some of their own. Puck comes all the way down now with Ryberg. Drops off. That shot's going to come from a weak angle there by Jackson Smith. And turned away. Smith back out at center. He'll try to dump that one back in. He's pinned up against the boards. Puck comes flying over to the far side. Chisano going to glove that one down. Plays it after Ryberg, who finishes a check into the wall on Mick on the far side. Puck all the way back underneath. Dragons try to chase into their own zone, be able to come back out with it. Moose playing a heavy brand of hockey on the forecheck, trying to be able to hold that in there. Anderson stood up as he tries to exit the zone there by Luke Dunn. Puck back underneath. It's going to be chipped across over to the near side now as Barth tries to be able to work it out for the Dragons. Cross for Anderson. Anderson tried to slip through a check, but he got the puck knocked away from him by Dunn. Still able to force that puck out to center, though. Ryberg, if he can ever get a hold of it, had an opportunity to be able to get a little bit of a free run at the netminder, but he just could never get himself free of Sawyer Mick. Puck for screen on the near side. Stepping in on it now is going to be Jericho Jerry. Tried to play that one inside for Ryberg, but just never really got that one cleanly. Jerry takes it away on that far side, right in front of the student section. Shot comes through by Danielson. It'll be gloved and held onto by Worm.
Again, it's little things on that shift there by Pine City. I mean, it was Milo trying to break loose, getting the puck in the zone, and then it was Jericho kind of controlling the little things around the board, getting that shot to Danielson. So, again, the little things Pine City are doing right now.
13:58 to go here, period number 2. 2-1 in favor of the Moose here on a Sports Tuesday. Glad you could join us out on the broadcast, whether you be checking in on YouTube or on FM 106.5 WCMP. Puck back to the point, gets by Berglund. It has to come all the way out, so Clemenson will pick it up there, and he'll dump it right back in. All the way in and deep as the Dragons give chase into the corner. Jerry and Danielson trying to be able to dig it off the wall with a couple of different Moose players. Matson and Mack in that corner. Finally squirts free over to the near side. Mack's going to chip this one up into the air. Gets it tapped right back to him. He's going to start it up ice. Puck on that far side. That shot's going to be well wide by Middleton. And the Dragons are going to try to be able to pick that one up and start it back out of the zone. Danielson had it tied up in his feet for a second. Rydberg tried to dig it out, but couldn't come away with it. Puck slides through the crease dangerously. Missed the net wide, but it just slid right close, which is probably closer than comfort. Back to the neutral zone. Knocked away by Nelson. Apparently he was able to hold the zone. I didn't think he held the zone there, but fish a little bit better angle than what I have up here. It'll be Rydberg that goes to flip it back out to center. Puck sent right back in by the Moose. They check up. They head back all the way in, but it's going to be a whistle. And a icing call. Thought maybe he was close, but apparently not close enough.
I was looking for an offside, but I guess icing makes sense on that call.
So we head down into the Moose and the Dragon offensive zone. They win the draw initially, but can't quite control it as Matson's going to try to push it back out and throws it all the way up ahead. Got that one up and deep now as O'Donnell's going to give chase all the way back behind. Slides all the way through over to the far side. He's teed up there by Agard. Puck back to the point. Over to the near side. Shot going to be deflected up over the top of the net. Came off the stick of Nicholas Nelson. Puck chipped up ahead there by Agard. Able to get that one across for Valvoda. Doesn't play that one clean, and it's going to be sent back by the Moose, but up and out of play. Now we'll move that faceoff back out to the neutral zone.
Passed just a little bit out of the reach for Valvoda there, but if that could have been on, it could have been a nice 2-on-1 break there for the Dragons.
Dragons have been just a hair out of that in 3 or 4 different opportunities so far tonight. Even this period, we've seen Rydberg had an opportunity maybe for a little mini breakaway there if he was able to finally gather that puck up, but it just kept hopping on him. Mick from his own zone starts it up ahead for a cross for Lemke. Lemke enters the zone in on the right wing, works his way back behind, pushed off the puck, tries to gather it back up, but the Dragons get there first. Lazier over to the near side. Puck comes all the way back to the point. Shot comes through from Matson, kicked away by Bablik. Dragons off the wall, trying to be able to sneak that one up ahead for Valvoda, but sent right back by the Moose. Nonetheless, the Dragons able to at least push the momentum of the play back up ice. This one's going to be sent all the way in and deep. No icing as it was touched on the way through. Moose from their own zone. Mick looks to start it up ahead. Touch pass comes back out for O'Donnell. O'Donnell in on the right wing. He peels off for a change. Berglund trying to be able to play that puck up ice quickly, be able to take advantage of that, but instead they play it up ice right towards the Monticello bench area, which has got a bunch of fresh skaters stepping on the ice. Puck on the far side, knocked away by Barta on a kind of a tough turnover there by Dens. Just had it knocked right off of his stick. Barta went all the way out in front, and this one on a short side shot, Seeger tried to roof that one, but sent it to the building roof instead of the net.
Yeah, Milo, we played calm. Bob looked there in the goal. They're stopping that shot, kind of point and blank on him. I'd say Monticello looks like they've been using the full 85 feet width of the ice here so far in the second period.
Monticello trying to be able to play the puck as cleanly as they possibly can. They have gone right back to the fundamentals, and you talked about a finesse game. They are tip pass and moving the puck very rapidly. That puck slid up ahead just out of the reach of Rydberg. And it'll come back up ahead now for Nelson. Plays that one back out to center. Just got by the Dragons and we brought back into the zone. This one's going to be kicked away by Babelik. Back over to the point now for Nelson. Touch pass and a deflection on the doorstep. Jack Sager got himself into about as good a position as you could ever ask for, but his redirect went right into the midsection of a fundamentally sound Babelik.
Yeah, and, Babelik kind of stopped and still go there, but, Pine City's got to get a little more discipline there on their defense because they left that guy wide open in front of Babelik. You can't leave Monticello that many chances like that.
Possible 3-on-2 here for the Dragons. This one sent up over the top, off the window. Rydberg in the corner, trying to be able to gather up the possession. Plays that one back behind. First one there is going to be McGriff, though. Dragons pinch down, trying to be able to hold that one in. Smith, initially is able to get possession of it. Now knocked away by the Moose. Up ahead it comes now for LaPlante. LaPlante back at center, knocked away by Smith. Smith, the sophomore, steps in and is shot gloved by Worm. We talked a little bit about Smith starting to have a little bit of an impact on this game as a sophomore, a very senior-laden roster, a lot of experience, but that doesn't mean there's not room for some youth.
No, and when you got young guys in there to step in, it really shows, you got some depth coming on the bench too. You're not just going to rely on just your seniors.
Puck wrapped around the boards over to the far side there by McGriff. Try to get it back out to center. It's going to be kicked along now by O'Donnell. All the way in and deep. Dragons will chase back after that one. Chisano gets there first. Drops for Lazier. Lazier tried to turn up. Get that one for Agard. Kind of a dangerous pass to throw that one up ahead in the slot. Moose knocked it away, but the Dragons get it back out to center. Back and forth it goes. Ultimately, the Moose bring it in along the far side. Teeing one up, rifling one through is going to be McGriff. High up over the top of the net, though. 9 minutes remaining in the second period. Puck pops up into the corner on the near side of the ice. Both teams trying to fight up against that edge to be able to gather up possession. Moose able to hold the zone rather effectively. That shot comes through, kick save, and pushed away, but not very far there by Agard, as now it was played by High Stick initially, but then knocked away. Great job by Babelik to deny the dancing and trickling O'Donnell, trying to just dangle out in front, and he's able to just keep him squared up the entire time. Nope, I'm not going to let you get that edge.
No, good job by Babelik. He just stayed squared and followed the puck and read that play real well. First I thought there was going to be a high stick and the faceoff was going to come down to Monticello end, but Dragons touched it first, and almost a great play there by, was it O'Donnell for Monticello?
Draw one across now for Anderson. Tried to backhand that one ahead for Rydberg. Passed a little bit too far, though. It's going to be all the way back for the Moose. They turn defense into offense. Barta works his way in on the left wing. Tries to play that one underneath. Not to anybody in particular, though. The Dragons take it away. Trying to work it back up ice. Barta, though, took it away. And now a collision back behind with Jack Sager. Puck on the far side. Mick slides it over to the near side for Madsen. Madsen, his shot just wide of the glove of Milo Babelik. Dragons underneath. This one's going to be flipped high, trying to be able to get a little dump and run. Ahead it comes from Mick. Got tied up in his skates for a second, but he's able to turn that one back up ice rapidly. Dragons kind of reeling a little bit here. They haven't given up any goals, but a couple of decent chances. But Monticello has really started to tilt that puck, or the ice rather, over to their side.
Yeah, they've been full control of this here period thus far.
Puck back the other direction. That shot knocked away there by the netminder on a shot by Sager. Puck over to the near side. Just trying to clear that one out. Clears right back to Madsen. Now the puck knocked away by Smith, who's trying to make something happen for this Dragon squad. Puck right underneath us. Finally comes away with the Moose, and Mick had it roll off his stick. Comes right out in front, and another good job there. Babelik just squaring him up. I'm very impressed. Babelik didn't have to make a save on that one, but he had him in his sights and lined up and gave him no net to work with before the defense is able to get back and help out.
Yeah, and then I think it was Berglund. I'm not sure. The defense had tied up the guy in the slot right there, so it was just good defensive play as well.
That shot just a little bit high off the glass. Deflects over to the far side. Middleton going to lay that one down in the corner, trying to be able to play that one off. Middleton comes away with it, back up to the point. We'll slide it across over to the near side now for Nelson. Tried to step down in the shot. This one's going to head all the way back down the length of the ice. Nelson ahead for Middleton. Tries to lay that one casually up ahead on the near side and let his teammates skate underneath that one there. Lemke couldn't quite come up with it. Nonetheless, the Moose ended up with it out in front and went Middleton, just missed a wide open net.
He wants to have that one back because he had a whole left side of that net wide open, and he shot her wide.
It was a great job by the Moose to be able to get that puck in deep, and right now everybody for the Dragons are looking the wrong direction, trying to follow the puck and not staying back defensively. The Moose are taking big-time advantage, but Babylek has been very impressive in this first, being able to turn away pretty much any shot that has come at him.
Yeah, he's been square to the net and not given him much of a target to shoot at.
Puck comes free over to the near side. Dragons trying to be able to get some momentum back on their side. Back through center, it'll go now with Valvoda. Tries to take a shot. His shot is deflected. McGriff got a piece of that one, goes to the corner. Back to the point now, Shisano walks the line, steps up, fires. His shot is deflected. It'll go to the corner on the near side. Dragons trying to pick it up. Valvoda double teamed in the corner. Puck comes free with Laser. Out in front it goes, and then a redirect by Eggert. Turned away by Worm. Another one of those grade A opportunities, just couldn't quite cash in.
A great pass, nice shot, nice save there. So, everything you have in basic hockey.
That one's going to be just a careless turnover. Two Dragons looked at each other, hoping that the other one was going to get it. Neither one of them stepped up on the puck. And Monticello, who has been incredibly aggressive with this period, and a goal by Middleton.
Yeah, Middle did a nice job there. He kind of got Pine City, kind of confused or whatever, and got Milo to come in and pull them out and made a nice move. And he had, 4 foot by 6 foot net to shoot at there. So nice job just, making a nice play and getting the goal there.
Lemke gets an additional assist, and then O'Donnell an assist as well, as O'Donnell has a goal and an assist on the night. And the Moose lead it 3-1 over the top of the Pine City Dragons. Dragons trying to be able to get that momentum pushed back on their side, as it is now squarely on the side of the Moose. As the Moose have been playing very crisp hockey. That should be a trip out at center. I think the fact that Ryberg didn't fall down is probably why they didn't call the trip, but that doesn't necessarily mean it wasn't.
No, it was clearly tripped. The guy's foot came out and tripped him, and I thought maybe the ref on this here side we couldn't see, may have had his arm up, but by the fan reaction, I could tell that didn't happen.
Manson will bring it all the way down now for the Moose, all the way deep into the zone. Dragons trying to break it back out. Danielson through center. Possible 2-on-1 now with Jericho Jerry. Cross it comes for Jerry. The pass is a little bit behind him, though, and it'll go to the corner. Jerry trying to get it out there. Mick holds him up against the wall. Danielson back for Jerry. Jerry looking out in front. Shisano snuck right down the slot, but he couldn't quite get a good deflection on it on the doorstep, and the Moose get it back out to center.
Monticello did a nice job tying up Luciano just so he couldn't get that shot. Otherwise, he had a wide open net there too.
3:49 to go here, period number 2. 3-1 is the score, and there's a certain amount that you almost feel thankful that it's 3-1. Not that you want to be thankful that you're losing, but at the same time, the way that Babylek has played has been kind of incredible at the other end. Shots on goal have been heavily in favor of the Moose, and grade A chances have also been very in favor of Monticello so far in this period.
Yeah, I think it's 8-4 in shots, or 8-3 right now this period. So just total opposite of the first period where Pine City really controlled the shots. But again, I said earlier, Monticello was using the full 85 feet width of the ice, and that's probably their strength of their game is using that.
They're another one of those opportunities where Dens and Shisano kind of looked at each other as, all right, well, which one are you going to get it? And instead of both being aggressive and going after it, they both split away from it. Shot from the point held on to by Babylek, but I think that's probably something that we haven't seen very much from Pine City that we're seeing a little bit tonight, is a couple of players kind of looking at each other, maybe kind of Are you going to get it? You know, and maybe that's just early season or new line mates trying to be able to get square on something, but it has definitely been uncharacteristic.
Yeah, little confusion there on the defense here tonight. But
puck deep in the zone. Agard trying to be able to forecheck in after that one. Tripped up, trying to come through as Valvoda. Puck comes back out to center. Swinging it wide on this near side is going to be Barda. He tries to come all the way in. Dan Babalik is taken out from behind, is sliding in on him there is Jack Sager. He kind of got upended and slid into Babalik. I don't think it was necessarily intentional. Babalik kind of looked at him for a second, but he was like, what hit me? What happened there?
Yeah. I think Pine City can feel fortunate they didn't get called for a trip or a hold or a hook or something there, because it was kind of a dump in front of the goal. And forced the Monticello player into Babalik.
So I guess here's my question now as the Dragons, a quick question from one of the officials here. It seemed, at least what my opinion was, and again, just my opinion, because 14 minutes of this has gone by and I have been proven very much so wrong. But I thought that Monticello was just trying to get one or two shifts of max effort to try to be able to tilt the ice their way. Have they fully tilted the ice that way, or is this momentum sustainable beyond? It seems like their effort level has ratcheted up tenfold since the first period.
Yeah, I think they went in the locker room and made their adjustments because they were playing Pine City's game and chasing Pine City, and they're not allowing Pine City to do what they did in the first period, and they're playing their game where they're, like I mentioned, there's a lot of finesse in their play, and that's what they've been doing this whole period. You see 5 guys spread out all over the ice here, not just 3 guys in one spot. So
they definitely have a very balanced sheet of ice out there. Puck comes back through center, and it's sent right back by the Moose the other direction. Chisano will give chase over to the far side. He's going to backhand, trying to be able to get that one ahead for Agard. Agard gathers it up in the low slot, back behind his own netminder, and looks to start it out. Off the wall over to the near side, maybe trying to get it for Leisure, but that missed everybody. He's going to go all the way down the length of the ice for an icing call with 1:53 remaining in period number 2.
You mentioned minute 53. I didn't realize that much time has gone by in the second period. It's been a fast, kind of fun period.
Yeah, looking at my score sheet here, there has been the one goal. There hasn't been a penalty. There hasn't been that many whistles. We haven't really had any. I mean, I don't keep track of offsides or icing, but we haven't even had much of that at all either.
It's been kind of open hockey here this whole second period, so it's been really, really fun to watch.
Puck slid out in front, just out of the reach of Easton Mack. Came all the way back to the point. Mick throws that one in just a little bit wide. Puck over to the near side. It'll be played underneath there by Rydberg. Off to Oscar Rydberg. Back for Milo. Milo looks to start this one out. Got that one up ahead now for Anderson. Anderson, one of the fastest guys on the ice, trying to be able to beat Mick down. But Mick using his body position so well to not basically negate the speed of Anderson.
Just nice back check in there by Monticello on Anderson.
Puck backhanded all the way up ice. Babalik pushes that one away. Puck up top, taken away by the Moose. Once again, another shot from up high. Matt got that one in there, but he was unloaded on by Rydberg, who then finishes another check on the far side on Cohen Cass. Under a minute remaining here in period number 1 as the puck will head all the way down the length of the ice. It'll be wide of the net. We'll call that one icing. We'll go all the way back down. Now with 47 seconds.
Hey, you got to like what Monticello had. Their adjustment from the first period to the second period and taking control of this game right now. Pine City's going to have to go into the second period and say, hey, we got to get back to what we were doing in the first period, not let them control the tempo.
Puck back up top as the Dragons try to be able to bring this one back. Leisure makes a move on the far side. Poke checked away from him. Agard comes in supporting that one. Plays it out in front. Scrum out on the doorstep. Puck is still loose. And it finally comes away with the Monticello Moose in Carter Lemke. Lemke ahead for O'Donnell. Laid up ahead, and it's going to be taken away on the turnover there by Agard. Leisure thought that he got back on side, but the official disagreed.
Yeah, very, very close. And my angle is not the same angle as the official, so we'll take the official's word on that.
And I think I need a new prescription of bifocals myself, so I don't know that I'm much help to it either. Puck over to the far side now as Chisano takes the draw. This is going to be flipped up ahead and almost would have been a beautiful breakaway had they connected on that one, but ends up being deflected back and a goal scored by Carter Lemke.
That's one thing Pine City didn't want to have happen. They were only going to be down by 2, now they're going to be down by 3 going into the third. And, when you look at this right now, the story of this game is 2 late period goals each period here so far by Monticello. And again, that was just a good heads-up play to throw it up front by Monticello. And was it Middleton that got that one?
Well, Middleton was the one that had it deflect off of his helmet. That would have been a nice breakaway, but the deflection went right back to Lemke, who fired one in and is able to get it past the netminder. This one comes down, is whistled as a icing, but they just kind of swallowed that whistle. As in, it wasn't really a real whistle.
No.
The horn had sounded basically at the same exact time. So that's the end of the second period. 4-1, all of a sudden, now is the score in favor of the Monticello Moose after 2 periods of play. We'll come back and recap the second period when we return on FM 106.5 WCMP.
Honeymoon, here we come. Where's our car?
It's been stolen.
We'll call our insurance agent. I'm right here.
Oh, hey, Jen. You got our invite.
Love the dress.
Are we covered for this?
Of course. That's why you chose Auto Owners. We work together to get the right coverage. So when the unexpected happens, you know you're covered.
That's simple human sense.
Your local auto owner's agent is Pine Insurance Agency. Visit them at pineagency.us today. pineagency.us.
Kettle River Pizza is a proud supporter of sports teams and community organizations. Local groups and teams across the state have had amazing success with Kettle River Pizza fundraising. From sausage and pepperoni to chicken Alfredo or the hot Hawaiian, the cheesy deliciousness practically sells itself. Visit Kettle River Pizza fundraising on Facebook to schedule your next fundraiser. It's so easy to get started. Got a pizza craving now? Pick up a Kettle River Pizza at your local grocery store or convenience store today. That's great tasting pizza.
The mushroom melt is back at A&W. How does this sound? Sautéed seasoned mushrooms and onions with melted Swiss cheese on your choice of a juicy burger or grilled chicken. Then add golden french fries and a medium soft drink. It's the mushroom melt and fries combo at A&W. Now, top it off with a classic A&W root beer float featuring vanilla soft serve and made fresh root beer, all in a frosty mug. Or how about the A&W root beer freeze? Signature combos and delicious treats always at your local A&W restaurant in Pine City.
Mom's Parkside Cafe in Pine City proudly serves breakfast skillets, scratch-made buttermilk pancakes, famous big cookies, and bread pudding with homemade caramel sauce. Enjoy home-style hot sandwiches made with real mashed potatoes and gravy. Voted Pine County's best breakfast, best lunch, and best soup and salad. This quaint cafe is owner-operated with a small-town feel. Stir in family and a sprinkle of hard work to complete the recipe for this award-winning cafe.
Order up! Mom's Parkside Cafe. Open Monday through Friday, 8 till 2, and weekends, 7 till 2.
Kettle River Pizza, the handcrafted pizza made locally in Ask Cove, Minnesota. Always the highest quality ingredients. Pizza that is consistently great tasting. A true crowd pleaser. 16 varieties to choose from. Enjoy the classics like pepperoni, pepperoni sausage and supreme, to the unique tastes of hot Hawaiian, taco, buffalo chicken, and chicken Alfredo. Pick some up at your local grocer, tavern, or convenience store. Handcrafted Kettle River Pizza. Moms and basketball players approved.
Your journey to smile with your forever starts at Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace is committed to providing world-class care and a remarkable orthodontic experience. Choose between custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners with locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge, and a plan to fit your budget, whether you have insurance or not. Embrace Orthodontics will make your smile journey comfortable, convenient, and customized just for you. Visit EmbraceMN.com today to find out how to set up your free exam. EmbraceMN.com. Embrace Orthodontics, a smile you will embrace forever. How do you want to be celebrated? A church service? A celebration of life in a chapel? Maybe even cremation with an outdoor gathering. Many of these can be taken care of ahead of time and can be affordable. Metvin Funeral and Cremation Services has the resources and expertise to help you plan ahead. Learn how you can make the decision now that will make things easier for your family in the future. Metvin Funeral Home in Mora, Isle, and Sandstone, or find them online at metvinfuneralhome.com.
Arrowhead Transit, your community, your ride. Arrowhead Transit is proud to support this station and bring you reliable public transportation in your community. Whether you need to get to work, school, or the doctor's office, our friendly drivers and comfortable buses are here to serve you. We're committed to connecting communities and making transportation accessible for everyone. Arrowhead Transit is your community partner in getting around. Arrowhead Transit is a supporting sponsor of the station and is dedicated to supporting our local communities.
Need a prescription or medication advice? Wellia Health's community pharmacies in Mora and Pine City are open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Our friendly pharmacists are here to answer your questions and to help with prescription transfers. Call us at Pine City 320-322-5141 or Mora 320-679-3999 or visit welliahealth.org.
Rush City Auto and Standard Auto and Classics in North Branch invite you to check out their 2 full lots of quality used vehicles. They've got a car or truck for any size budget. Get your next vehicle from a local dealer with a great reputation. Rush City Auto and Standard Auto and Classics in North Branch are going to put you into a vehicle that you will love at a price you can afford. For more information, visit rushcityauto.com to view up-to-date inventory. Rush City Auto and Standard Auto and Classics. Quality used vehicles, rushcityauto.com.
Finding that missing shin guard. Remembering whether it's a home or away game. Getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things. Like not being that fan.
Oh, come on, ref!
That's simple human sense.
Your local auto owner's agent is Pine Insurance Agency. Visit them at pineagency.us today. pineagency.us.
FM 106.5 WCMP, Andy Beckstrom, Lawrence Gluzacek back here in Pine City. And Lauren, we talked a little bit about the way, well, we talked a lot of it about the way the Dragons were able to kind of hold serve under absolute siege from Monticello for most of the period.
Yeah, it was Monticello made some adjustments and took Pine City out of their game and got Pine City to play Monticello's game. Monticello went to playing the whole width of the ice and making plays and dominated. I think they outshot Pine City 11-4 for the period, and they ended up scoring twice. The one goal, I think Pine City's defenseman got confused or what. I don't know what really happened, but they both kind of looked at each other, and the guy, Middleton, kind of pulled Milo Boblick out and got the full net, buried it, and then at the end of the period with 8 seconds left, Pine City, I don't know, they let Monticello throw one down the ice and it almost came a clear breakaway, but Monticello took it and they ended up sniping a shot in on Milo to take a 4-1 lead. But, Pine City's just got to come back and play strong defense and not look confused out there.
And I think we talked a little bit about that when we went to break, off air. To a certain extent, it felt like Milo played an incredibly talented game. It's just an absolute phenomenal period. He did give up the 2 goals, but the 2 goals that were scored were not on the multitude of tipped shots and redirects and amazing plays that Monticello was building in the zone. The 2 goals were scored on just a turnover and a shot.
Yeah.
Like a kind of a careless turnover where basically the momentum is all headed the other direction, or just a miscommunication by a couple of Dragon players, more than it was an incredible play by Monticello.
Yeah, and it's just, that's the way hockey flows a lot of times. And unfortunately for Pine City, they were on the short end of that. Pine City's down by 3. They're not out of it. They got 17 minutes, and they just can't panic coming into the third. But they got to get back to their game, winning the little things in the corner like they did in the first period, the little play at center ice, whatever. And they got to get back to playing their speed and getting Monticello out of their finesse game.
We've seen a handful of times there in that period that, to me, kind of a reference to a certain extent for me, playing volleyball. It's almost like where you see sometimes there'll be a ball that'll be hit up in the air, and it'll be kind of in between 2 players, and they'll kind of stop, and they'll look at each other, and they'll look at the ball, and they'll look back at each other, and then they'll realize, well, one of us should probably go get that. And then sometimes it just drops in between you, which is always frustrating. But I felt like there was more of that in that period than I've seen from Pine City in a long time.
Yeah. Just I don't know if it's just guys playing new positions or just somebody just kind of losing sight where they may be or what. I can't put a finger on it, but it just kind of looked like, well, that's your guy. No, it's your guy. Type. It looked like very basic mite hockey, I guess.
Yeah, and I think that some of it is. It's the first 5 games of the season. We're very, very early in the season. It's very early in practice time. They're shifting and shuffling some lines that have been together for probably a long time, where now you have, players like a Jackson Smith, a sophomore, playing with a bunch of seniors, trying to get used to that dynamic. And I'm not necessarily putting it on Jackson or his line mates, just more so when you're with different people, you got to get used to, all right, is that yours? And sometimes even an underclassman, I don't want to speak for anybody else, but sometimes there's that, well, I'm going to defer to the senior, should I take that? And if I do that, is that going too far? You know what I mean? So I think it's probably just kind of getting used to each other. Yeah. Otherwise, you clean up some of those things, we might be a tie hockey game.
Yeah, I think Pine City's just got to start reacting instead of thinking, I guess, is what I'm trying to say here. If the guy's got the puck, you're going to have to try to get it off him and not worry about if it's your guy or not your guy. Because Monticello, they probably had about 4 or 5 good real scoring chances there in that period. Pine City's got to correct that if they want to come back and win this game.
And what are you expecting the third period?
Third period, I'm going to expect Monticello to come out and control the tempo just like they did the second period. Pine City, I would hope that they would come out and try to use their speed and I hate to use the dump and chase, but it seemed like when they were kind of doing that in the first period, they were having a lot of success. And, Pine City's really, I think it's critical for them to score quick here in the second period, get it back to a 2-goal deficit, because you don't want Monticello to come out quick and then you're down by, instead of 2, you're down by 3. So, again, Pine City's got to get more aggressive, I think, in the offense. Well, more aggressive overall.
Should be an interesting third period. As first period belonged to Pine City, second period belonged to Monticello. Who's going to have the third period of play? We'll find that out when we return back here to Pine City on FM 106.5 WCMP.
Hey there, Brad from Lee's Pro Shop here. Are you ready to show off that school pride? Lee's Pro Shop is your official letter jacket supplier, and we're here to help you celebrate every touchdown, goal, and win. We got everything you need to create a perfect letter jacket that tells your story. And for a limited time, when you come in and mention this radio ad, you get $10 off your letter jacket. That's right, $10 off. So come in, let's start to tell your story. Lee's Pro Shop, where the passion for sports begins.
CF Moto gives you everything you're looking for in off-road side-by-sides and utility by-sides. Not only does CF Moto offer comfort, but refined performance, and is found at Caswell Cycle in Mora. For those craving big adventures for off-road, CF Moto can help you get out on that next adventure with CF Moto Power Sports. Experience more together. The best place to purchase CF Moto off-road side-by-sides is Caswell Cycle. The fun starts here. Caswell Cycle, Mora. Motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides can be dangerous to operate. Review all product manuals, labels, and safety information before operating. Always wear your safety gear and never operate a CF Moto vehicle under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Visit CFMotoUSA.com for complete training and safety guidelines.
Here's the pitch.
Here's the pitch in North Branch, the area's premier indoor batting cages and training facility. Coaches, when you need space that's air conditioned or heating with enough room to get in some team training, book Here's the Pitch. Fixing swings, catchers using the state-of-the-art machines, breaking in bats, whatever the team needs to dominate next season. Let Here's the Pitch elevate their game. Here's the Pitch in the North Branch Outlet Mall.
Hey Mark, I spent about $3,500 on heating this last winter.
Whoa, sounds like you need to switch to a central boiler outdoor wood furnace, like I did.
A wood furnace? That sounds like a lot of work.
No, not really. I have my wood delivered, and with a large firebox and a central boiler outdoor furnace, I usually just fill it once a day.
Whoa, that sounds great.
I heat my domestic water, garage, and I'm saving a ton of money every year.
Well, where do I get one?
Northland Boiler Sales is your local central boiler sales dealer. Visit northlandboilersales.com.
Your journey to a smile you'll love forever starts at Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace is committed to providing world-class care and a remarkable orthodontic experience. Choose between custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners. With locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge, and a plan to fit your budget whether you have insurance or not. Embrace Orthodontics will make your smile journey comfortable, convenient, and customized just for you. Visit EmbraceMN.com today to find out how to set up your free exam. EmbraceMN.com. Embrace Orthodontics. A smile you'll embrace forever.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Can't wait to get out there.
Yeah, man, I'm ready for the season.
Hey guys, you gonna finally let me in on the big hunt this year?
Yeah, sure.
Really?
Honey, there's a lot of preparation that goes into hunting.
Preparation, huh? Like
getting to Almost Yours Gun and Pawn and Mora so I can have the right gun, scope, blind, and stand? And no matter what caliber I'm shooting, Bob always has the right ammo.
Ha, thanks boys. I went to Almost Yours Gun and Pawn. They have everything a hunter needs to be prepared.
Oh, okay.
I do love Almost Yours Gun and Pawn.
907 Union Street, Mora.
Are you ready to get back to doing what you love? Whether it's recovering from an injury or preventing one, Wellia Health Sports Medicine Team is here to help. From kids to adults, we specialize in treating sports injuries, including concussions. We're here to get you back to peak performance. Call us today at 320-679-1313 or schedule an appointment through MyChart. Visit welliahealth.org.
Are you tired of spending your weekends on yard work? Central Outdoor Services in Pine City is your complete solution for all things outdoors. From perfectly manicured lawns to stunning landscaping and patio installations, we've got you covered. Need a boulder wall, some light dirt work, a fire pit, or even reliable snow removal in the winter? We do that too. Central Outdoor Services is here to give you back your free time so you can enjoy your yard instead of working on it. Visit centraloutdoormn.com to learn more or give us a call today.
FM 106.5 WCMP, Andy Beckstrom on hand, along with Lawrence Kluzacek, easy for me to say, back here in Pine City, the Pine City Civic Center. If you're looking to find out what game we're going to be doing, go to WCMPradio.com/broadcast schedule. That's where you'll find a list of the games we're going to be doing, what station they're going to be on, and every single game listed there is a direct link to the respective YouTube video feed to be able to watch the moving pictures as best we can bring them to you. To be able to watch all of these games on YouTube as well. Other games going on tonight, Ogilvie and Pine City boys basketball. Pine City squeaking that one out 55-54 over the top of the Ogilvie Lions. I haven't heard an update necessarily, but another game going on right now, Rush City at Mora in boys basketball. Coming up on Thursday, a pair of girls basketball games, East Central at Bram and Crosby at Mora. And then on Friday night, Bram at East Central and Aiken at Pine City. Bram Bombers figured to be in and around the section championship once again this year. Malacca was in the section championship with them, not in the same game, but the same venue at Hollenbeck Hall earlier this year. Feels like last year, but it was only about 6 months ago. It was in March over there in St. Cloud. Hoping to be able to get a lot of teams to that next level. We talked a little bit, Lauren, a couple weeks ago. Me and Adam Hefty did when we were doing the Mora hockey game. When you look at kind of the landscape of different things, we talked a little bit about boys basketball, a little bit about girls basketball. We talked a little bit during the pregame about hockey, but I think Pine City got to figure that they're going to be in and around the conversation as some things. Monticello is probably going to be in that conversation the way they played that second period. But Mora, you can't discount, even though they had a couple of down years, they were going to be right back in the thick of the conversation.
There's no team in Section 5 that you can take lightly. Becker Big Lake, the one year I think they gave Monticello everything they had in a quarterfinal game. And Sauk Rapids is going to be up there again this year. They took Monticello to a tie earlier last week. And, again, you got Cathedral that, state championship games the last 2 years, runner-up last year and champion 2 years ago. And then they moved Litchfield into the section this year, who's has history of state tournament appearances. And, River Lakes I think River Lakes got moved out. Or are they still in?
Yeah, I think River Lakes moved out.
River Lakes a little falls around that.
Yep.
But I mean, it's Pine City can look at this, that we are going to be one of the top 4 teams when it's all said and done. Again, they had a good test here a couple weeks ago when they went to a 4-4 tie against Northern Lakes. They came back from a 2-goal deficit in that game in the third period. A little more work here against maybe a little bit more polished team in Monticello, but Pine City's got the players that, they can score 3-4 goals at any time.
4-1 your score after 2 periods of play, as Pine City trying to be able to get back in this hockey game and be able to take themselves maybe a little momentum burst here to start the period. They're going to go with the Rydberg, Anderson, Smith line. Berglund and Rydberg on the blue line.
Like I said earlier, it's going to be very important for Pine City, within the first couple of minutes, maybe to get them back within 2 here. So, again, there's no need to panic. It's just you just got to relax and play your game and try to get back into it.
We talked about Monticello. I felt like they were just doing kind of max effort for 2 shifts, and they end up holding it for the entire period. Do you feel like kind of the first 2 shifts are probably the most important here for Pine City?
I believe so. They got to kind of set a tone what they want to do. So, they can't give up a mistake and a quick goal either and find themselves down 3. So, very important shift here, starting off this third period.
Puck along this near side. Mick is going to try to play that one in. Goes off the side of Jackson Smith. Another shot went out the side of the cage, and it's going to be played back out to center. Berglund stood up. Puck continues along, though. All the way in. Smith tried to chase that one in. First one there, though, is going to be Jack Sager for Monticello. Puck on the far side. Picked up by Mattson. Wraparound attempt there by Smith, trying to be able to jam it in short side. Kicking off the net. And that's been kind of I don't know if it's been a point of emphasis at the high school level there, but Worm trying to be able to kick off and push off one direction. May or may not have kicked off incidentally his net. I don't know that the Dragons were quite in full scoring position, but at the same time, he was out of position and pushing off hard.
Yeah, and right before that, Jackson Smith had a great opportunity to put one in there. It was kind of a quick goal I was hoping that they could get. But.
Puck back through here on the right wing. It's going to be played back by Barth. Once again, Barth crossover to the far side now. Agard tried to chip that one out for Valvoda, but it's well out in front of him. Over to the near side. Monticello head back after it. Cross it'll come, and trying to be able to work that one back is going to be Nelson. Plays that one up ahead and missed everybody. Tried to get Lemke. Missed him wide. That's going to be an icing call. We'll head all the way back down into the Monticello end.
Well, so far, Pine City is coming out the way I was hoping that they would come out, being more aggressive, and they got to keep that pace going here right now.
Valvoda, Lazier, and Agard, the line out there. Puck flipped back to the point as Chisano tried to step up on that one. Barth did a great job coming across as what would have been a dangerous play there. O'Donnell had a 2-on-1 working the other direction for Monticello. Almost became a 2-on-none. That one's going to be a turnover. Quick shot by Lazier with the netminder still recovering. He had slipped and fell down. And his shot just a little bit high. Gets deflected up into the window back behind. Now pinned up against the boards in the corner on the far side in front of the fans. Tip pass over to the near side. Danielson got in the way of that one. Dragons do have 3 lines that they feel pretty solid about. That Weston, Clemenson, and Danielson line. Jericho, Jerry, they're not afraid to throw all 3 of those lines out there. It's, a lot of teams you'll see maybe kind of short line and just go with 2 lines, but they got those 3 lines that they're not afraid to be able to throw out there on that forward line.
Yeah, and if they can keep all 3 lines going, and they could end up doing like they had prior Monticello games and wearing Monticello down and getting an advantage, later in the period.
Puck will come back over to the near side. It's going to be brought through by Shermer. Shermer in on the right wing, loses the puck, played back to the point. Knocked away from Easton Mack, and he'll come back into his own zone to be able to pick it up. Forechecking now, Clemenson knocked it away from him. Puck pops up onto the far side, trying to keep that one in. Danielson, he gets dumped. Clemenson ends up with the puck. Slides that one back in. That one's going to be Rydberg, trying to be able to get all the way in. Lost the puck on the way through, but trying to be able to draw a penalty. No hand went up. Just split the defense, but just couldn't maintain possession all the way through. I don't think he was necessarily penalized. Just that's what you're trying to draw that penalty.
Trying to draw it, and I think he was more looked at it trying to get a good shot on goal than he was trying to draw a penalty. But again, this is the type of play that they were playing in the first period. I think they've gotten back to it.
Berglund makes a nice move, steps up, snapshot, turned away, bounces out in front, and Worm able to get a glove on that one as all of a sudden he found that at his feet once again off that back window.
So again, I like what Pine City's come out here in the third period, how they've been aggressive and playing like they did the first period. So
4-1 your score here after 2 periods of play. We're a couple minutes into the third and final stanza at the Pine City Ice Arena. Chisano quickly back after that. That one waffled kind of off of the stick of Barth, but came out just enough that when it was played there at the line by Sager, it was offside, so we pushed that back out to a neutral zone faceoff. Off the draw, trying to drive towards the net there is Ashton Stoll. Correction, that's Colin Barta. Dragons get it forced back out to the neutral zone. Moose have to clean it up there. Turnover once. Brady McGriff brings it in. Turned over twice. Chisano trying to push it back through center. Forced his way through. Turned back over, and Dunn's going to bring it in. Third time coming through now for Monticello. In on the left wing there is going to be McGriff. Trying to be able to bring it underneath. Lost that puck along the near sidewall for Sager. Sager pinned up against the wall there with Chisano. Puck squirts free underneath. Barth will come across. Pin it up against that wall. Try to kick it along. Get it for Smith. Smith comes away with it. Head for Chisano. Chisano had it roll off of his stick, and it went up front. His pass, it just kind of rolled a little bit on him. Nice play there by Ryberg to be able to knock that one away. Exit pass, that one ends up on the stick and rifling high by Nelson. Off the window back behind. Now back behind for Nelson once again. His shot wide of the net as Babalik watches that one sail by. Into the corner now for Chisano. Backhands it across over to the near side. Smith makes a move. Velvoda tried to kind of toe that puck up ahead. Big check put in by Rydberg on an open ice check. Able to free Velvoda. That was almost more of a screen, a basketball screen, than it was really a check of the puck. But nonetheless, they do not call interference. There's no hand up on that one. Velvoda trying to work in, or Agard rather, trying to work in 1-on-4. Loses the puck. Back it'll come now for Berglund. Berglund up ahead for Agard. Agard makes one move, slides that one forward. Danielson able to hold the zone. His shot is deflected. Back out to center it'll go, and Monticello back with it. The other direction, it comes off to the right of where we're located. Monticello in their road red uniforms, white numerals in trim, stepping up on that far side. Shot out in front. Big rebound came out on the shot by Matson, but the Dragons able to corral and rally around it and get it away from trouble. Underneath, trying to go to Middleton, knocked away by the Dragons. Swinging at that one through the midair. There was Rydberg, but he couldn't quite off with it. Lazier lifts the stick of Middleton and comes away at the puck. Now into the corner. Plays it across. Berglund up the wall for Danielson. Danielson looks to start it out as you hear shouts of move from the bench. Just trying to be able to move that puck, get that puck moving up ice. You stand stagnant in Monticello, and their speed is going to come after you. Puck all the way over to the near side now. Mick trying to be able to bring it through. He gets stood up, has to back off with that one. Dumped in on the far side by Manson on the cross ice. Dragons back out to center. Just a little bit too far on that pass, but still gathered up that far side by Jerry. Jerry trying to fire a shot on that far side, ends up having it deflected. Puck comes back out to the neutral zone. 6 minutes gone by here in the third period of play. We got 11 minutes remaining. Down goes Jerry on the near side, and we are going to get the penalty this time. We talked about that exact play previously in the second period and how it seemed like if, I believe it was Rydberg, if he would have fallen down, it would have been a penalty. This time, Jerry does go down, and this time it is a penalty.
Yeah, I was just kind of watching some of this play earlier here in the second period, and it seemed like Monticello was taking a little more shots and whatnot, checking, getting a little high. So if they're going to play that type of an aggressive game, Pine City could get some power plays here and take some advantage. They got their first one here now coming up.
Power play here for the Dragons. Right out in front, and Anderson just pushed it wide. Beautiful setup and a beautiful play there for Anderson, but he just couldn't quite push it in on goal. Berglund from the point. This one's out in front, and Rydberg trying to be able to jam away a little bit, but netminder Worm has that one gobbled up. 104 seconds remain in the power play.
Again, Monticello did a nice job giving a clear view for Worm to see that one all the way from Berglund.
Face up on the far side, comes back to the point now for Rydberg. Slides it for Leisure, up top for Rydberg. Slid over now for Berglund. Good puck movement here by the Dragons, trying to be able to get that one for Agard, working in the circle. Turned over, though, and the Moose come away with it. They play that one up ahead on the far side. Lemke going to forecheck ahead on it as the Dragons try to turn that one back up ice rapidly. Now with Leisure. Enters the zone in on the left wing. Tried to play that one out in front. Save made, a rebound popped out for a second, but Worm is able to cover that one up before the on-rushing Dragons get too close. Dragons are going to leave that top line out there now, 45 seconds into this power play.
Punty's been doing a nice job in a power play trying to create opportunities. And that's what you want to see in your power play.
Puck dragged back to the point now for Berglund. Berglund, I like the head fake, just kind of moving that puck back and forth, shifting that defense, even if he's not passing it, just getting them moving a little bit.
Yeah.
Rydberg underneath. Tried to flip it over to the near side. That one's going to be deflected. Went off of the window, allowing the Moose to be able to chase after that one and be able to get this one cleared out down the length of the ice. Played over for Leisure on the far side of the ice. Harassed there by Liam O'Donnell. And it comes now for Leisure. Leisure spins away. Leisure did a good job using his body control to be able to use kind of his body as a screen to a certain extent. Agar now into the zone. His shot hits into the legs of Matson, and the Moose able to get this one cleared back out. 30 more seconds remaining in the power play. Do you see the Dragons making a change or just leaving that top power play unit out there?
No, I think they're going to be making a change here when they can.
Milo Rydberg steps onto the ice. Now they're starting to make some of the gradual changes with this second line. Kind of mix and match, be able to get that second power play unit and reset the lines for when we're even strength. Puck turned over. Now going to be brought back by Monticello. Back through hand. And Rydberg, who was tied up at the time with Jack Sager, is going to get called for a penalty, and now he's going to get an unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, you can't do it. When you get the penalty, you just got to kind of just put your head down and skate to the box. Gets another 10 minutes on this here. I mean, it's pretty much done for the game.
8:06, the time of the penalty. So he'll get 2 and a 10 and essentially be rendered out for the remainder of this hockey game. The officials' score table wants to talk with them and clarify it. And now the proverbial somebody's got to serve the 2, and so Noah McKellar, who I don't know that he's touched the ice, but he's going to get himself a penalty.
He's got to get his name in the scoring books anyways.
He'll get to serve that one. So now the first opportunity on the power play for Monticello. We'll see what they can do. The Dragons 0 for 2 on the power play. Had some opportunities, but have not been able to cash in. 4-1 is the Monticello lead, and you obviously want to be aggressive, but at the same time, you kind of also want to be able to.
Looks like we got another penalty coming up here. Looks like a Monticello.
I think it might be offsetting Miners. I think it might be on Velvoda and then the netminder. They kind of jamming back and forth a little bit, so I think they're going to send both of them. So we're going to continue on 5-on-4. But now Velvoda is out, and Monticello can put some random in the box as well. So we play on still 5-on-4. Monticello still on the power play, but each team short yet another player as things starting to kind of unravel a little bit here in the third period. Puck out in front, Middleton across the zone and right onto the stick of Liam O'Donnell, and that's just a pretty setup. That's one of the nicest setups all night long for Monticello.
Yeah, and they did a nice job just coming, skating that in and taking advantage of where the Pine City guy wasn't. That's where those nice power play goals come in there. You can set them up that perfect.
So 8:37, the time of the power play goal, makes it now 5-1 in favor of the Moose. And the Dragons got some good momentum and got some good push there to start the period on those first couple of shifts like we talked about, but they did not score on those shifts and have been kind of pressing ever since then. Couple of penalties and another goal now has made it 5-1 in favor of Monticello.
Again, there's plenty of time, but I mean, we got to do things quicker if we want to get back into this game.
Berglund trying to lay that one off the wall ahead for Leisure. Leisure had it poke checked away from him. Fancy stick work there by Middleton, but he still lost the puck anyway. Puck all the way in and deep. Dragons try to chase in forechecking after that one. Middleton pushes it over to the near side into the corner. Underneath it goes Anderson, trying to be able to settle that one down. Centered it out in front. Nobody there, though, for the Dragons, at least not where he sent it. Puck's going to head back the other direction now with Monticello. Mack brings it all the way in. Far side taken away there by the Dragons. Pass all the way through is going to be off the stick of Jerry. In deep it goes. Jericho Jerry had that one kind of kicked off his stick by Agard. Just more of an incidental contact there. Rydberg trying to bring that one through the neutral zone. Agard trying to chip that one up ahead on that far side. Works his way in on the right wing all the way back underneath. Tried to center it out in front. Couldn't do so, and Monticello able to get it back out to the neutral zone. Another one of those plays on this near side there between Dens and Jerry where they kind of looked at each other, kind of a nod to like, all right, you take it, and both of them looked at the other one to take it, and neither one of them did.
That's communication. They're going to have to get that worked out here, but, season's still young, so look back at this and some of these little mental mistakes that have been made in this game tonight.
Well, and we talked about it numerous times. Like, I don't think that it's a matter of, not good at training or anything like that. I think it's just early. It's early and trying to be able to get those communication lines and kind of knowing what your line mate is going to do. You got to get that chemistry built, and it doesn't happen like overnight. And so I think getting that set up, I think, will definitely make a difference as the season goes along. Puck on that far side. Smith trying to be able to push that one back out to center. Now poke checked up ahead now by Leisure. Smith moved up to kind of this line with Leisure. Trying to be able to pick up this line here. Kind of mixing and matching to a certain extent, I think, is what's happening with Coach Sauter, trying to be able to just find that right combination out there for this Pine City hockey team. Anderson comes all the way through with it, but couldn't get anything turned away or sent towards the net. It's sent back down by the Monticello Moose. Puck over to the near side, pops up into the air, gathered up by Leisure, trying to bring that one in, loses it, goes over the other direction. Rydberg turns up ice, gets this one to Jerry. Jerry enters in on the right wing. He's hauled down into the corner. Pushed off the puck there by Wyatt Wold. Puck will come all the way back into the Pine City end of the arena, now pushed back up through center. Jerry tried to come through on this one, and we've seen numerous different times give it a lot of credit for Monticello as a short side shot by Agard. That one's deflected off the pipe, went up. I don't know if it hit the netting, but the net itself came off. But one of the things to give Monticello credit on is a lot of teams will like to kind of either do a little dump and run or try to tip it one way and then try to undercut and zoom past on the other side. And Monticello has absolutely shut that down tonight.
Yeah, they have. They've done a nice job defensively doing that to the Dragons. Like I said, they made the big adjustment after the first period and took Pine City right out of their game.
4:34 remaining here in this hockey game. 5-1 is the lead in favor of the Monticello Moose here on a Hockey Tuesday. It's actually quite nice inside the arena. I don't know about you, but I think it's warmer in here than it is outside.
Yeah, and that's usually unusual for this arena.
Puck up ahead. Opportunity now for Lemke. Works his way in on Babalik. Another big kick save. Babalik has been very good tonight. He has given up the 5 goals, and some of them maybe not the toughest, but at the same time, he has played very, very well tonight.
He has. And
that one kicked out of the midair there by the paddle. And a hand pass is called, but that one blockered out of midair as it popped up in the air as Monticello was bearing down on him again.
Yeah, it's a good call by the ref. I saw the hand pass there right away, too, and I'm glad they caught it because it could have been pretty dangerous right there. Monticello would have got that shot on goal.
4:07 remains in this hockey game, and I don't want to say that the game is over, but at the same time, you start looking ahead in the schedule a little bit and ahead in some practices, and I think we've seen enough tonight that the Dragons have a lot to be really happy about, but definitely some things to kind of clean up.
Well, yeah. And like I said, they can still play hard here and maybe put 1 or 2 more in here yet before the game's over. You know, just give them some good confidence coming back here.
Puck played back defensively, and Chisano will head back behind his own net. Spins away, kind of resets. Pass ahead now for Leisure. Leisure is soft hands through the neutral zone. Works his way to the slot. Tried to play that one across for Anderson, but he couldn't quite get it there. Now he's able to knock that one away from Middleton. But Middleton is able to gather it back up, and it's sent ahead. Lemke will bring it in. Lemke gets himself loose. Tried to get his way in on Babalik, but he was pushed off defensively by Dens. Puck up top over to the near side. That one's going to be a deflection. Out in front in the doorstep. And just over skating that one on the slot was Barda. I think he had it land just behind him. If he's able to put his stick to the ice, he probably has a really good shot from in deep.
Yeah, and I'm sure he'd like to have that play back.
Under 3 minutes to play here in Pine City. Monticello brings it back. Taken away now by the Dragons. Brought through on the left wing. Clementson works his way in. Tried to get that one for Danielson. It's going to be brought back instead by Monticello. All the way down the length of the ice, and that'll be icing with 2:33 remaining.
Well, you look back at this game here. To give up a late period goal in the first period and a late period goal in the second period, you know, those are killers. Take those 2 away, it's only a 3-1 game with 2.5 minutes to go. So I mean, those are things they got to correct too, is not giving up those late period shots.
Puck along this near side wall, trying to be able to push it back out as Monticello. Dragons able to hold the zone at least initially, but they're not able to maintain possession. Monticello from their own zone, titched pass. I think you know what I'm trying to say there.
Yeah.
Tipped pass ends up being taken away by Pine City and sent right back in. Puck over to the near side now as Madsen tries to get it back out. Knocked away from him. Jerry tried to play that one back for Agard and got knocked away. Now the pass sent all the way up ahead. Opportunity now for Luke Dunn, and loses the puck. Dropped it back, and a shot by Sager. Whistles past Babalik, but too high and off the window back behind.
Babalik made a nice poke check on that.
That one's another turnover that comes out in front, and McGriff from the high slot just puts that one up under the crossbar with 102 seconds remaining.
I was going to say, Milo came out and made a nice poke check on that puck, but he poke checked it right back to the Monticello player who ended up putting it over the net. Got kind of a break, but then, Monticello kept the pressure on here and just scored this next one here.
So the Dragons get their first goal of the game, but it has been 6 unanswered since then here by the Monticello Moose.
Now, Pine City's going to look back at that first period. They had about 2 or 3 opportunities where they could have put, 3 goals up on the board. And they're going to look back at that when they see the film, that if we could have had that 3-1 lead going into the second period, this could have been a whole different game.
I think that, as we play on here with just over a minute remaining, it's hard to say it, and you know, some people may believe it, and I don't know, I guess whether you even believe it. As we go under 1 minute remaining, Pine City dumps that puck in and deep, and Monticello will work from their own zone. Long lead pass goes by everybody. It's going to be good just wide of the net, and it'll be an icing call there on Monticello. But I think when you look at this score and you look at the way this game was played, this was not a 6-1 hockey game.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Like I said, Pine City had some great opportunities in the first period they didn't capitalize on. And you take away those 2 late period goals, you know, at the end of the first and in the second. Again, you're only looking at 4-1. Maybe it's a 4-3 game right now. So, again, you never could say a loss is good, but when you take a look at it, you can't be all negative on a loss either.
Pass going the other direction. Nice play sliding back there. Berglund got in the way of that passing lane and then poke checked that one away to the corner. Puck on this near side now with 24 seconds remaining as both teams still playing hard right to the buzzer. Puck kept in by Mick along this near side now with 15 seconds remaining. Centering feed came out in front. Puck came back to the point and then another shot kicked away by Babelik by Wold. Poke checked away there by the Dragons. Back out to center goes Smith, trying to be able to push that one up ice. And that'll be the end of the hockey game. 6-1 is your final score. As we now move to the post-game portion of tonight's matchup, we'll have that for you when we return back here to Pine City on FM 106.5 WCMP.
All right, guys, when you get into the end zone, I want a big celebration. Maybe the gritty?
Nah, the Dirty Bird.
Ready, break.
There are plenty of different celebrations after a touchdown. When it comes to yours or your loved one's end-of-life celebration, there are also choices. Find guidance from the professionals at Methven Funeral Homes, church services, celebration of life services at one of their chapels, or even cremation. Methven has the resources to facilitate everything from start to finish. Methven Funeral Services in Mora, Sandstone, and Isle, or find them online at methvenfuneralhome.com.
Here's the pitch.
Here's the pitch in North Branch, the area's premier indoor batting cages and training facility. State-of-the-art pitching machines for softball and baseball. Rent cages with machines or bring your own pitcher. Here's the Pitch also offers instruction from experienced players. And Here's the Pitch has enough room for coaches to bring the whole team for training. Here's the Pitch in the North Branch Outlet Mall.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Don't worry, Hones can fix you up. Butch, Christie, and the crew at Hones Auto Body and Glass have over 44 years of experience repairing vehicles from accidents and damage due to hail. In fact, they've got a huge state-of-the-art facility in Mora, are I-CAR and ASC certified, and certified in aluminum repair and welding. Plus, Hones is recommended by many insurance companies. Hones Auto Body and Glass. In Mora, Hones. They'll fix you up right.
FM 106.5 WCMP. Andy Beckstrom back on hand here in Pine City with Lawrence Kluzacek as we wrap things up on a post game in a 6-1 victory by the Pine City Dragons. And Lauren, your just kind of first initial impressions of the way this game went.
You know, it started out, Pine City taking control of it and then having a very good first period, but then they give up that late period goal, and it just seemed that gave Monticello the great momentum going into the second period. Monticello just really controlled the second period and kind of maybe took over the game at that point.
Momentum definitely shifted in that second period. I mistakenly said they were just giving max effort for a couple of shifts just to try to establish some momentum, but they really ratcheted up. I give Monticello a lot of credit. They kind of took their game to a whole second gear in that second period.
They did. I think what they did in the first period is they kind of saw what Pine City was doing, and they made the big adjustment that, hey, if we're going to beat this team, we're going to beat them on finesse, and that's what they went to. They started using the whole 85 feet width of the ice there in the second period, and were making plays happen where it took Pine City out of that game. Let's get the rush going and getting three guys in there, rush, making things happen. And once they took Pine City out of their game, they pretty much controlled it from that point on.
Definitely a big shift in momentum there between the Dragons and the Monticello Moose. I always want to say the Monticello Magic, even though I never really called Magic games at all for basketball or anything else. They're getting some pictures down the way there as it was Toys for Tots night out here at the ballpark as well. and just a great group of kids being able to try to do what they can to be able to get things going and be able to support things for a Toys for Tots deal here out at the ballpark. 6-1 your final score as the things looked really good right out of the gates there as the Dragons scored first, Clemenson from Rydberg, but then it was quickly all the other direction in favor of Monticello at that point.
You had mentioned that it didn't seem like a 6-1 game, and the score, I mean, it's not going to indicate how this game was. I mean, it was Monticello got some breaks and capitalized on them, but overall, I mean, shots I think ended up 24-17, and like I said, early in the first period, Pine City could have had a good 3-goal lead. Just things they just didn't capitalize on their breaks, but. Again, you look at that score, 6-1 does not tell the story of this game.
Mentioned the Pine City goal. We'll get the headset handed over here to Seth Sauter, who's joining us up here in the box. Monticello then score goals from O'Donnell, McGriff, Middleton, Lemke, O'Donnell, and McGriff again to give us the 6-1 final score as we bring Coach Sauter in here on the post game. And Coach, your first initial thoughts kind of on the game as a whole.
Yeah, I thought we started out great. Said the first period, thought we kind of owned it a little bit there. Got that quick goal right away, and then the wheels kind of fell off after that. Definitely wasn't Dragon hockey we're used to there the second half of the game.
It felt like that second period, and I made the comment to Lauren, and I was way wrong on it, but it felt like sometimes there's that feel of like we need to own the first two shifts. So kind of max energy on the first couple of shifts. And that kind of what felt like Monticello was trying to do, but then they kind of kept that the entire period through that. How do you try to battle back when a team gets that momentum and then is able to keep that energy that usually only lasts a couple of shifts, but able to keep that most of the period?
Yeah, they just kept rolling, and we really didn't have an answer for them tonight. Giving up 2 late goals, too, at the end of the periods there, those are killers. Kind of deflates us going into the locker room, but, we lifted our heads up after the second, had a good talk. The boys were ready, but it just didn't happen there at the end.
We talked a little bit also, the 6-1 final did not at all feel like a 6-1 game. It felt like you get a couple of bounces go the other direction in that first period like you talked about. Maybe we're looking at a 3-1 after one period of play in favor of Dragon hockey, and maybe we're tied, coming into this third period. Did it feel that way with you as well, or did it just kind of feel like the momentum had slipped away?
Oh, no, for sure. Like I said, first half of the game we had chances to increase that lead or get back in the game, and we couldn't capitalize, and it seemed like every time they got a chance, they buried it. So definitely some things we need to address there in the D zone. We were running all over the second half of the game, and it's very uncharacteristic of us, so we'll definitely address that this week and get back to work.
Well, Coach, a good hockey game tonight. I appreciate you joining us. And is there a message in the locker room after this, or just kind of let the boys kind of take care of themselves?
Yeah, tonight, we like to keep taking steps forward, and we definitely took a couple steps back tonight. But, we got a good group here. They're not going to hang their heads. It's a long season, so they know what to do to get better. And coaches, we got to be better too. Back to the drawing board, and we'll get back at it.
Appreciate the time, Coach.
Thank you.
Coach Sauter joining us here during the post game as we wrap things up here from the Pine City Civic Center. We bring Lawrence Gluzacek back in here for the post game, and Lawrence, some of the things that we talked about, kind of echoed by Coach Sauter. Some uncharacteristic mistakes that they don't usually make, and that it's going to be addressed. And me personally, I'm not at practice, and this is the first time I've seen him this year, but it just the history of this team and the history of Coach Sauter, uncharacteristic mistakes I don't anticipate seeing again.
No, I don't. I think they'll correct that and clean that up. It's when you're in defense, you can't be looking at each other. You either make the play or you don't make the play. And if you get just, you go back to that aggressive style that they were playing early in the first period, even when you're on defense, some of these things would have corrected themselves just by being a little more aggressive instead of, looking like, what do I do? Is it yours or is it mine? Again, very correctable stuff that can happen here.
with the victory. Monticello gets themselves on the board now, 1-1-1 on the year, as their next matchup will be on Thursday. That'll be against Chisago Lakes. That should be an interesting matchup there between those two teams. Chisago typically tends to be one of the better teams in our area as well. For the Dragons, now they fall to 1-2-1, coming off that victory over Morris rather. Their next matchup will be on Friday at Becker Big Lake. That should be an interesting game there as well, as Becker Big Lake kind of sneaky good. We talked about them being kind of in the thick of things too.
Yeah, I believe last year Pine City lost to them the first game that they played down there in Princeton, and I think Pine City's got to remember that. But I mean, this could be a nice bounce back game for them. You played good enough here. I felt that they could have won this game tonight with a few breaks. So you take the positives from this here game and say, okay, let's roll. We're going to get back on track. We're going to get back to 500 on Friday. So I mean, that's I think the mentality they got to go in with. Like, we let one slip away, guys. Let's not let this happen again. So,
some things to correct, as the coach said, and they'll, I'm sure, work on that throughout the course of the week. Next matchups here for us on the broadcast team, going to be a pair of girls basketball matchups on Thursday, East Central at Bram and Crosby at Mora. That Crosby at Mora game should be a real interesting one. I'm assuming that gym is going to be close to, if not completely packed, as I believe Tori Orline, I believe is her name, from Crosby Ironton, one of the highest touted girls basketball players in the state, will be coming down to play a conference matchup there in Mora. So it should be a lot of fun, and I would assume a lot of people going to that game.
Yeah, if you love basketball, that would be a game to get to. And whether you're not from Crosby or Mora, just be a fun game to watch, because I think it's just going to be one of those classic high school girls basketball games.
Should be a lot of fun to, if nothing else, just to be able to watch somebody that talented. It's always fun to be able to see that. Boys basketball on Friday, Bram at East Central, and then on Saturday, girls basketball at 1:30 p.m., Aiken at Pine City. So we hope you can join us for some of those games as we work our way through the winter schedule of events. As we're getting closer and closer. I know it's just like the first week of December, but we're already looking at holiday tournaments coming up here, Lauren. It's getting awfully close.
Yeah, I don't think Pine City Hockey's in any holiday tournaments this year, but I'm sure there's a lot of schools around the area that are going to be in a lot of tournaments. Whether it's girls basketball, boys basketball, wrestling, I mean, it's all over. So a lot of entertainment when you're off for a couple weeks during the holidays.
Me and Adam reminisced a little bit last week about the Mora game. The holiday tournaments always bring us back to the old KBEK days, way back in the day when we'd drive up for the Hibbing holiday basketball tournament, because there's always 3 or 4 local teams that were just with the McDonald connection go play up there or whatever and stay in a hotel overnight, and it would always be a absolutely horrible blizzard dropping a foot of snow on us when we'd get up at 7 o'clock in the morning and try to make a 1 o'clock game in Hibbing. So a lot of fun driving, but it was always a challenge.
Yeah, those McDonald's, I mean, they got a good history of basketball in the state, and I'll kind of reminisce back in 1980 when Pine City went to the state basketball tournament. There was a McDonald on that Chisholm team that almost single-handedly beat Pine City that night. Mm-hmm. So if there would have been a 3-point line back then, they maybe go to state and Pine City doesn't. So I mean,
I would assume that would be Joel McDonald that held the.
He was a sophomore.
He held the scoring mark for the state for a handful for about 25 years.
But I just remember as a kid going up there in the McDonald's, they made you really enjoy watching it play basketball. So
yep. Absolutely. A lot of fun out at the ballpark when you'd be able to get a chance to do some of that or whatever. And, of course, when I first started broadcasting the holiday tournaments was the Bethel holiday tournament with the three-peat Bram guys. That was that was one of the most surreal moments, was standing in line at the concession stand. We had to get there a game and a half early because it was going to fill up that fast. And I went out to go get just a bottle of water and, something for Ty, and I don't remember what I was getting, but I was standing in line, and you got the little, Bram school, the little engine, good, but they're winning 3 straight championships, so they're obviously a, very talented team and kind of a powerhouse. And I had a couple of kids standing behind me from Eden Prairie. Said, "Oh, if we could just beat Bram, oh man, that would really make the season." It was just unreal to be able to hear that.
You go back to that Bram team, that three-peat. I mean, it wasn't just the three-peat championships. They had almost the longest winning streak in the state, and they did it by knocking off bigger schools. They weren't playing smaller schools just to get a record. And of course, Bob Vaughn at that time, when he had lost, I think it was to Edina or something that ended that streak, and he said, you could have played someone else. And his answer was, why?
Yeah.
You don't get better by playing lower. And it would have meant more to them by beating the bigger schools. So, hats off to Bob Vaughn and Bram on that accomplishment years ago. So
quite a lot of fun being able to go through that. So we'll see who the next powerhouse is going to be, I guess, to a certain extent. Yeah. See if any of them get after some holiday tournaments and do some of that. Nonetheless, a 6-1 final score tonight. Lauren, any final thoughts?
Well, again, like Seth said, Pine City's got a lot to learn from this one. They don't need to hang their heads about this game. They easily could have won it. 6-1 score is really indicative of what the game was. Again, they just got to kind of forget this one. They got Becker Big Lake on Friday, and it'd be a good bounce back, get them back to 500. So, I still think Pine City is going to be a strong team come to the end of the year when the sections start rolling around.
Absolutely. I have no reason to believe otherwise. So it should be a very, very fun season as we work our way through the winter sports season. Well, Lauren, thanks for joining me out here at the ballpark. I want to thank all of our sports boosters and sponsors for being a part of the program, this and every game that we do. And, of course, you, our loyal listening audience. I want to thank Ethan for getting me squared away as well, getting me on air, and being able to get set up. My name is Andy Beckstrom for the Q Media Sports Team. And until next time, have a good night, everybody.
Kettle River Pizza is a proud supporter of sports teams and community organizations. Local groups and teams across the state have had amazing success with Kettle River Pizza fundraising. From sausage and pepperoni to chicken Alfredo or the hot Hawaiian, the cheesy deliciousness practically sells itself. Visit KettleRiverPizza.com to schedule your next fundraiser. It's so easy to get started. Got a pizza craving now? Pick up a Kettle River Pizza at your local grocery store or convenience store today.
Hi, Rob. Hey, why have you been so happy lately?
It's because I no longer pay for hot water.
What? You have 4 teenagers that take all-day showers. How do you not pay for hot water?
Well, I put in a central boiler outdoor furnace that heats my house, my garage, and now I have virtually endless free hot water.
Wow, that's great. With my 10 kids, I'll really save some money. Where do I get a furnace?
Check with your local central boiler dealer, of course.
Northland Boiler Sales, your local central boiler sales dealer. Visit northlandboilersales.com.
Hi, I'm Samantha.
I'm Ebony.
I'm Megan. And I'm Alicia.
Together, we're dapper and divine. Whether you're looking for bold color,
fresh cuts, or laid-back vibes, we're all about hair that feels like you.
At Dapper and Divine, we want you to leave our salon feeling confident,
fun, and effortlessly gorgeous.
There's always room for you at Dapper and Divine. How would you like to get a brow wax for free? Mention this ad with Annie Coloring, free brow wax all month. Dapper and Divine, on the corner of Main Street, Pine City, across from the Bottle Shop.
Pizza Pub in Pine City has a pizza and salad buffet on Fridays.
Not the right vibe. Trav and the gang at Pizza Pub are a little hipper. Here we go, take 2.
Start off your weekend right with the Friday Pizza Buffet at Pizza Pub. From 11 to 1, pile your plate high with all-you-can-eat pizza for just $12, or upgrade to pizza and salad buffet for only $16. And they're now open Friday and Saturday 11 to 11 and Sunday 11 to 9. Pizza Pub, serving fresh pizza every day of the week. Come stop in.
Pizza Pub of Pine City.
Power of attorney, wills, healthcare, funeral and cremation directives, and other issues seem overwhelming. Plan for those ahead of time. Join Methven Funeral and Cremation Services for a free seminar for area residents called Food and Funerals, Tuesday the 21st in Mora at 11:30 or 6. Learn from a panel of local experts and realize that most things are fairly simple and affordable if taken care of ahead of time. Food and Funerals, a free event. Reserve your spot today. 320-679-1822.
A jewelry store.
Nada.
Then it's a thrift store?
Nada.
A pawn shop.
Nada. Another Men's Treasure is not a lot of things. What it is a place to find gently used power tools, hand tools, tires, fishing and hunting gear, motocross gear, and a ton of other cool stuff. Stop by and sell your gently used items, or buy something at a fraction of the price of buying it new. Another Men's Treasure in Becker, Princeton, East Bethel, Rice Lake, Wisconsin, or North Branch. Or visit Another Man's Treasure on Facebook and see what came in today.
Honeymoon, here we come! Where's our car?
It's been stolen.
We'll call our insurance agent. I'm right here.
Oh, hey, Jen. You got our invite.
Love the dress.
Are we covered for this?
Of course. That's why you chose Auto Owners. We work together to get the right coverage. So when the unexpected happens, you know you're covered.
That's simple human sense.
Your local auto owner's agent is Pine Insurance Agency. Visit them at pineagency.us today. pineagency.us.
Kettle River Pizza is a proud supporter of sports teams and community organizations. Local groups and teams across the state have had amazing success with Kettle River Pizza fundraising. From sausage and pepperoni to chicken Alfredo or the hot Hawaiian, the cheesy deliciousness practically sells itself. Visit Kettle River Pizza fundraising on Facebook to schedule your next fundraiser. It's so easy to get started. Got a pizza craving now? Pick up a Kettle River Pizza at your local grocery store or convenience store today. That's great tasting pizza.